All right. I wanted to play that out. Wait, is it playing? Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, it doesn't move over here. Whatever. All right. There's a lot to cover today. A lot to get through to set this record straight out here. A lot of mistakes have been made along the way. You guys have no clue how many. I really screwed this place up. Something bad. So we gotta get shit together, all right? It's time to stop fucking around. We are dealing with high-tech spy equipment, people. Okay? Everybody's like, oh, they not in Nazi Germany, they ratted on their brothers and sisters. They would rat on their neighbors. Well, they didn't have the internet back then. They did have Zoom calls somehow. They did have like a Zoom call system, video conferencing. What's up, Sam? Good to see you. Rocked it the other day on Jax. Let him know what's up, dude. One of the main records out here that's been diminished is Jack Talcott's, among many other amazing people that are in these YouTube streets. And I'm really just sick of seeing everybody just attack and diminish. And I've done my, go a few streams back. Okay. Find some hypocrisy right there. Okay. It's not that difficult. But times are changing. I'm telling you what, I'm done with that. So, because now I see it. I see it now. I see this fucking thing for what it is. And I'm done with the fucking games. I'm glad you're here, Mom. This is the first one I want you to watch. Day 5, not drinking, thanks to Jack Talcott, everybody. Everybody, Jack Talcott in the house, all right? Live without fear. And spread some fucking love, okay? Why are we always fucking attacking our brothers and sisters in America? Like, is this what Americans do? We attack each other on the internet? People who are like, oh, he's about to lose his house, let's make fun of him. Like, fucking for real, dude? Can we do better, please? Thank you for enduring that, Jack. That's an excellent display you put on there, and I'm glad you made it through the arrogance of the people around you into this new season. You think that I care about what's for dinner? I'm worried about what's for the people, and it's this right here, this word right here, so pay attention. Pay attention, please. Por favor, mi amigos. God, this guy used to talk with his hand. I haven't seen him forever. He would he took like bad acid once or something. He would talk to me with his hand. He would ask for a Snickers bar with his hand. Like he's like, can we have Snickers? Oh God. This is like a advanced spy system. And it's been put in place, and then all they do is poke and prod and say, this is how you do it. They prop Andrew Wilson up there at the Crucible, debate, diminish, just destroy people's image on the stage. Let's attack good people's images for money and clout. Let's just tear each other down. Blood Sports America. Wow, really? That's what we're doing out here? That's the American way? I don't think so. I think there's a better way. Mom, get out of here. Much love, dude. For real, dude, you guys need to put some respect on Talcott's name. He's a veteran. He's going through a thing right now. What do we do? I mean, yeah, he got himself here, sure. With everybody warned him, sure. He's not changing his mind. So are we going to continue to try and change him? Like, it's clearly who he is. He's been this way for 3 years. It's like, you're trying to change him. It's like a reflection of you. Talcott's a dude. He's getting some introspection there. He digs deep. This is what's so dangerous about him. You don't even see what the information he's gathering on you. Oh my God, dude. Look out. Y'all need to be... I've done this, there's a video, you can go back sometime. I don't think whatever, took it down. Record player Earth, right? We're just carbon floating around here. Everything we do is written in carbon. What does carbon become when it breaks down and goes into the soil, right? In big deposits. What do we call that, people? People. Yeah, Blood Sports America. No way, dude. I'm not participating. I am not participating in blood. That's what clearly they want to push. No way. And I've been these people. So I've been out here in these streets for a long time. People don't get this. They think that I've been paneling for a moment or whatever, or just like 2 panels. I've been at this 18 years, people. Okay, I'm a highly trained actor. An activist, acting as an activist. I went deep undercover as myself to rediscover myself. And you people think that it was me. Ah! Oh, I laughed. Did you hear me laugh? Because I was laughing. Now, somebody said that intro is creepy. You know what's fucking creepy is the behavior I see out here. That's fucking for certain sometimes. I'm like, what is happening, guys? Is this really what we're going to do with our time? Ooh, let's spy on other people and tear them down. Is it like, come on. You know how much potential we have to do so much better. Veteran of disinformation. We all are. That's what I'm saying. We are all veterans of this YouTube disinformation campaign. It started with whatever. So listen, I'm gonna lay out my whole thing here. I've been out in these streets. I've been on, in high school. We did the first news coverage for the, whole high school, dude. Okay, I know how to handle being so hot. Okay, it's just my nature. Praise God. Just joking. Goodness gracious. But yeah, I did like the freaking dude. We did the first newscast for our high school. We did like the high school news, and I was known by everybody, dude. 18 years ago. Okay, when YouTube came out 18 years ago, I was 16 years ago when I graduated. But I think. Oh, and dude, and somebody snuck it into the freaking thing. It was not me. It was so fun. I had to find this, dude. I have the DVD somewhere. My God. They stuck in the final one, like as a senior prank, the final newscast this season at the very last intro. Somebody snuck in a clip, slow motion. Some stupid Jew's gonna get offended, and they blamed that they were threatening to revoke all of us. I was like, oh my God, I had nothing to do with that. Anyhow, there's nothing. Whatever. I was in video production in high school. Fortunately, they had a class for it. I bought a camera when I was 8 years old or something like this, dude. Okay. I didn't join the military because my dad bought me a video camera instead. He was like, what's it going to take? He wasn't in my life for a lot of it. He comes along, he says, hey, what's it going to take for you not to join the military? Because I was going to go kill some fucking terrorists overseas after what happened on 9/11, dude. I was fucking heated. I watched that shit happen in 6th grade. I was sick, home from school that day. And I watched it happen live. And from there, when I was in 6th grade, dude, it was like till I was 18, I was going to go join the military. We practiced killing each other, airsoft and paintball guns. My God, I definitely want to play again. Oh my God, so fun! I've always been great at pissing people off, dude. I beat all our asses so bad that they all turned at one point when they were standing there and they just wanted to put me in place. So they all turned on me at once and shot me. They turned on me. It happens all the time, and that's what we're gonna get into here all the time, dude. It happens to me over and over. People love to project on me, dude. It's amazing. But they also like to come up with reasons not to be their best and tear someone else down instead. Because that would be easier, Kendrick Lamar said, how many heads do I have to take to level my aesthetic? Are we gonna? At this point? We've been out here 3 years. Like, Nubs, what's up, dude? We've gone at it. I've like, dude, and a lot of it has to do with drama, going back to way back when, whatever, and just dude, we were all disinformed. I don't know what happened. Who's an agent out here? It doesn't matter. We're all here for a reason. We've been around each other for years for a reason. So instead of tearing each other down all the time, why don't we figure out why isn't there like 5 businesses that have sprouted out of this thing? Like for real. It's ridiculous. But that's not even the point here. Like Austin Murphy. Dude. I want your perspective, bro. Okay? I understand now. I understand. See? It's like we were both drinking too much, right? And we both like made a fool of ourselves. He thinks, whatever. Because the last time I asked him, I said, "Hey, dude, come up." He's like, "I'm not your clown." He got mad at me. Like, dude, I'm a fucking clown up here every day. I didn't care. Now I get it, dude. And so, like, from that position, I hope you'll begin to see this and like that. That's why because you were talking about the censorship over at Talcott's today, right? Do you stand for censorship or something like this? It's not censorship. I'm done with people using information to attack one another. We all see where it goes. We've all seen it over and over and over. And quite frankly, it's quite annoying at this point. I'm stripped. But dude, okay, I'm going through my history today. I'm laying it out because y'all don't understand my perspective. Nobody ever does. Nobody probably ever will until they need to. Thank God. Praise God for the protection set upon me, because I can't deny it at this point. So, and I believe that people can come to that position without challenging one another. This is a whole thing about other things, dude. That's religion. That's crazy. Place the record in order. Names lead to confusion in the record. So when we start name calling out here in these streets, I immediately can't keep up with what's being said. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. And I have to go back, right? The moment names start getting called, right? And what's the point? Why are we calling people names out here? Occasionally, sure, but I mean, what are we, Jim Bob out here, dude? I mean, Jim Bob, I blame a lot for this. I'm sorry I'm not reading the comments so much. Oh, but Nubs. Oh, yeah, because I've seen my people are, dude. Use my peeps, dude. It's like, dude, you're a real motherfucker out there doing a real thing, dude. I respect that. It's like, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's like, why? Why would I? You're a fucking man out in the world doing your thing, dude. Why would I diminish this? Awesome, dude. You build fences. I got to build a deck myself. When the weather's right. It's almost there. So I've been like, oh, see, this is what people don't get. And I just finally got what people don't get about me. My whole life I've been alone. I don't know who my family is, right? My family's been crazy. Like, I think everyone's my family because everyone's my fucking family. Like, dude, it's crazy. I don't know the difference. Didn't, right? Treated everyone the same. Got fucking used everywhere, right? See? You're not used to it. Jessica gets it, dude. Masad, dude, what's up, dude? God Heart Guardian. What next in the channel verse? Slaves going their own way, getting further into false paradigms and drifting in the sea of psyops, or putting down the scrying mirrors and actually live. Right. But see, God Heart Guardian, this is what I've seen. People get attached to the screen because of the emotion. They can't, and when the emotion often stems from a lie. And because they believe a lie, they can't get away. So they need to find the truth. If they've been on here, like, I'm not saying if they've been on here forever, dude, it's like we're all looking for something, right? Something on here isn't adding up to a lot of us, and that's why we're here, right? But what the hell is that? I don't know. See, like, I made that People's Conspiracy video trailer years ago from the People's Convoy, and now I've had like more time than that to reflect back on this panel verse, dude. It's like, distrust is huge, like, and I get why we distrust one another. So we're like the most distrusting people in general, like, that I've seen. At least I have been. I'm projecting out here. But like, let me get back to my history, dude. because just quickly. So Proposition 37, like protesting, right? People used to like they were unified across this nation against or for labeling GMOs in California, and everyone was working together on the internet to call in or whatever, educate people, convince people to vote to label GMOs. It didn't pass in California. It led to, just quickly, going to New Hampshire. They passed it, and then Monsanto like sued, and then the federal government's like, by the time it took them so long in the course that by the time they converted the name to bioengineered from GMO, and then at that same time the Supreme Court was like, yes, you guys can label, you can force the labeling of GMOs, but now bioengineered didn't apply, which means CRISPR gene editing. So it's these people are slick, man. And then there's the Occupy movement, right? I think that was right before the Proposition 37. I was out there in the streets, dude. I was fucking like in the streets, living in fucking tents and shit out there. I was so happy. I was like, sweet, dude. I was homeless alone forever. And I was like, people are like, they're here. Let's go. That's where I met my baby mama. God help me. Oh, I'm telling you, dude, been out in the streets. Okay, on these protests, not like in the streets, like, you know, just begging for change. But I mean, I've done my share of that, please. My goodness. And then, like, so Andrew Brown, I went to that protest, and at that, dude, I was like accused. I was accused of all of them as being like a Trump supporter because I went around collecting petitions. I had made a petition to like make it optional for smart meters, and I got like, dude, I went out and just drank, and I got everyone to sign it, dude. I got like 95% of people that didn't know what the fuck a smart meter was to sign it, and like, dude. And I told like this one people, they were like talking, and they were lefties. Afterwards, I figured it out, and they're like something about. They asked me, "Do you support Trump?" I was like, "Dude," I was like, "I love Trump." And they remember that shit weeks later when we were at this protest, and there was thousands of people, Black Lives Matter, flocking in, and I was getting paid top. I've never been paid so much in a day. It's getting like a dude. It was crazy. I was working 2 different companies at once. My goodness, and doing my own thing. Meanwhile, this chick and this other dude that like was simping for her, that wanna be like Black Bloc Antifa, like so wannabe. They like orchestrate. They were like trying to tell everyone that I was a Nazi, and spit. The one dude spit at me like, but he didn't spit on me. He spit at my shoes. And they tried, dude. At several points, they tried to turn over like a week and a half. They tried to turn the crowd against me several times, dude. It was insane. People love to challenge me. I don't know what it is. I love the challenge, I guess. And then go to the People's Convoy, right? That trailer right there. Seeing all these people, right? And guess what? There, all of a sudden, I was some undercover Antifa lefty. Oh, had to be. Oh, he's got to be an Antifa lefty. And they all projected this onto me at once. It was amazing. I couldn't help but laugh at God's divine comedy. Because how the hell, like, now, flash forward to now, a Jew wolf, and a Nazi. Depends on which stream you're watching. Depends on where you're at, who you're listening to out here. The names you'll hear called about me. It's either a Jew wolf or he's a Nazi for certain. Well, you know what? There's some truth to that Jew wolf because I have been a lone wolf for a long motherfucking time. And everyone is like, dude, they were all suspect of me. Like I was associated with people behind the scenes and shit. I tell every motherfucker what the fuck I'm doing. I tell people what I'm doing. Fuck. People want to fuck with that. It's like, I'll tell you what I'm doing. It's like, what the hell? Just be straight. I keep my record straight. Best I can. I'm getting better, dude. I couldn't always say this. My God. I am so glad, dude. Holy cow. Whew. But now that I know like what's going on here and who's real, like dude, there's a lot of real. Why you guys have been fucking for years? Like, why wouldn't you be real motherfuckers at this point, dude? To some extent, what's your purpose? You all have a purpose here, right? At this point, I mean, I hope we have a purpose for being here. Georgia Peach, I just saw you in a dude. I'm so happy to see you. I just saw it, dude. I just saw you in a different clip randomly, and I was like, I wonder where she's been. Good to see you. Georgia Peach, dude, you want to come up here and bring some insight? Feel free. Yeah, dude, I'm like a fucking gypsy like most of my life. And finally, I'm settled down. Finally, I'm like, okay, I have my fucking shit in order. Yeah, thank God. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. And these streets are clear as day to me what's going on here. And I'm sick of it. Sick of it. I'm on day 5 of not drinking. My goodness. I do have weed, though. I got to roll something up here in a moment. You know, I'm not promoting that. Oh, God. That makes me worried. Thank you for being there. I did say that I was going to give Carl specific instructions because he was like, what the hell am I supposed to say out here? He's lost in these streets, as are most people. Myself included at many times. Oh my goodness, Tristan's hate going in. Carl, these are the things. See, this is part of your instructions. Can we instead of attacking people in chat, can we extend lore? Let's say about Jim Bob or Andrew Wilson. I'm kind of more interested in what they're up to. You know, things like this. There's something fishy going on over there. So I would, any drops like that, any information like that would be crucial to the mission, in my opinion. So they divided everybody with PSYOPs once everybody got along on the same page with this Proposition 37, labeling the GMOs and all this way back in the day. They figured out how to divide people, divide and conquer. Oh, let's fight each other. Let's get them to fight each other. Let's get them to hate each other. Let's get them so confused about what's going on. We'll make them think that it's right to hate their brother, to hate their sister, to hate their fellow countrymen. It's okay to hate this person for no advice or no evidence or whatever. No, come on. Goodness gracious. What have we been put through out here? We are all veterans of this. I don't know what this is. We must rise above. We must. Yeah, I mean, I've done like a week twice this year. It's not really difficult for me. It's like everything in life. What's the reason? I'm doing it for Jack Talcott, then. Jack Talcott talked me into this. And I'm doing it, whatever, dude. I can make a show of it. Why not? That's a good reason for me. I'll go for years if I have to. At that rate. Yeah. And we're just gonna continue to drag each other down into the mud, dude. We're already like people like this. I appreciate you guys for listening, and really, I know you guys are for real the best. Why would I diminish you guys? We've been trained to. Okay, it's so we need to get it out. My goodness, I've been called every name in the book by every side. It's crazy. And every time it's funny, that's the thing it's humorous to me when people do it to me, but it's not humorous to other people because certain people don't handle it or whatever. And then it escalates to a flame war. Well, both sides function on hate of the other, right? It's like this is fueling hate. Because let's see, how could this fuel hate? I just said that. So the left functions on hate. Well, so is it okay? So I'll ask a question rather. Is it okay then to hate them, right? So in some people's minds, it gets justified. Yeah, I can hate them now because they're the other side. They're not my people. Your people are the people around you. Like they're the people who got your back and shit, dude. Not Republicans or Democrats. Okay. Oh, and Tommy. My goodness. I wrote a love letter to everybody here today. It's a love. This is a love letter to the Panelverse. I wrote down while Jack was streaming, like towards the end. I just wrote down a bunch of thoughts. Came, and my goodness, it's beautiful. It's just perfect. Tommy, you never picked up who Lewinsky Blowbang is, dude. And you want to run around here being the fucking Panelverse president, putting your feet up on people's couches? Okay, I got on you about this before when you first came into the Panelverse and you started putting your feet up on my couch, dude. Disrespecting me, disrespecting my stream, like it was your stream. It's the Tommy show, okay? And then I allowed you to run through and do that to everyone else, okay? No more putting your feet up on people's couches like you own the place, especially Jack's. Can you like take your shoes off, act like a grown up, have a real conversation? Okay, you don't even know. Dude. My goodness. So behind on the lore. You just go around putting your feet up on people's couches. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, and by the way, I have a record of this that you admitted further, Tommy. A clip has emerged very recently of you admitting to not caring about putting your feet on my couch, so to speak, of respecting my stream. Okay, and then you go over to your stream and you want to do your thing. Okay, I can't stop you from disrespecting certain people. I'm not even trying to change you, dude. Everybody loves your appearances. You get people fired up. I get it. Not everybody loves your appearances. I don't sometimes. Well, it depends. You talked a lot of shit on me, dude. I'm quite sick of it. Whatever your point is, I think you've gotten it through at this point. Okay, I'm done listening to complaints against me all the time. And and Jack and TML, like back off, dude. You need to understand the positions out here a bit better before you go doing that. Yeah, that being said, like, dude, why don't you dude, there's so many why are you fucking with us, dude? Let's make something, let's do something with this. But see, it's like, you know. Oh, and then I'm gonna give you something here, Tommy. I'm gonna give you something here. I'll throw you a bone. I just look down on some of the divisions, right, that they call it. Is the earth flat or round? My goodness. Oh my God, when I saw that come out, I knew exactly what it was. Just to get people to argue. Just to get them to fight. I believe Rose said that she would, yeah, she said this on Flow States, that Notch hated Jason for not believing in flat earth or something like that. See, but I wouldn't trust the emotional angle there. I wouldn't say it was that far because Notch is a very chill dude that I've seen. Ooh, the crew's here. Dude, Snafu. I don't even know how you're in here. Dude, you better get your shit together, dude. Like, you are, man. Oh, I'm an investigative journalist. Let me freaking trash people that actually cared about me, dude. You fucking burn this bridge about, dude. I'm about, like, I don't even understand why you show up in my life, why you would come around me. Why? Leave me alone. If you don't like me, leave me the fuck alone. Especially you. Conspiring against me. With Melanie. Going for the grift wrench. Oh, who's going to get the grift wrench? But I'll give you this one, Tommy. The whole flat versus round debate. I've been putting a lot of time and research into things. And there is no way the Earth is just simply just flat like a disc like that. There's stars and shit. What the fuck's going on out there? Okay, how we get, there's asteroids. They come in from space. Like, hold on. There's plasma rays and everything is highly orchestrated. It may not be what they say it is. And maybe the Earth is flat. I'm sure it is flat to flat. Like it is flat to those who believe it is, but it's also round and it's also maybe even inversed. Like, why not? Like, why are we going to stop and put like a little, no, I believe this about the world. This is the only way that I perceive it. And I'm going to disagree with anyone in my life, even if it destroys relationships that provide me food and shelter based on no evidence. I will destroy the relationships around me. Pass, please. Please, can we just pass on that? Please. No, thank you. Not for me. No. No. So there's your bone. I think the Earth is round and flat and inverse. And I think it's an eyeball. And I think it's donut shaped. And there's mole people down there. And there's aliens in space, but there's also demons. Snafu, I'm on day 5 of not drinking, thanks to Jack Talcott. Maybe if you gave him a little bit more of a listen, you'd benefit. Okay? Talking shit in my chat. OTW, what's up, bro? I'll get you a run, dude. Movie Gods of Egypt. They show it very well in that movie. It's like people are afraid to be open to information because they don't have their own internal foundations, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how I have mine. They're there, though. Tarek, let's not get into name calling, okay? Let's not let the conversation get dragged down because somebody's throwing sticks out there, okay? I know he's got to be more careful with the sticks, or somebody's eye might get poked out. But we can't get into name calling because it's not going to help. It's just going to get me confused, and I'm not smart enough to handle that. Okay, I need things very simple, very clear. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Good Lord. It's like you guys start speaking and like it's wild to watch. Oh wait, let me get my notes. My love letter to the Panaverse. Man, basically covered it. But it's like awesome. Like I get why you don't want to come up here, and I want to talk about that with you and your comment today in Jack's. Like for real. Like you don't have to cam up or anything, dude. I want to have like, cause dude, I heard you sobered up and shit too. That's awesome, dude. Like give us an update. I've acted a fool up here too, dude. What's the big deal? I get what you were saying though. If you're just gonna get like, but we're not just gonna do that. So I get that it's probably happened before. I'm sorry. I am though. I didn't get it. OTW, where's the link? Give me a moment here. Let me see. Copy. I'm gonna give it out in a moment. Oh, I can't even get it on here. Hold on. Let me see. I got my notes still though. Let me see. Oh, and oh, and I gotta give somebody props, dude. I don't want to start like a full-on come home destroyer campaign, but destroyer man respected. I'm trained by the best out here, and anyone that has an issue with destroyer, like, dude, get the fuck out the way. So I'm talking, like, dude. A lot of valuable insight and a lot of people that's been pushed into the background because everybody just wants to discredit one another and plays fucking games with lies and shit, dude. Yeah, they were. I know. Phew. Chat group hug. Masad. I'm glad to see you, dude. See, like, speaking of awesome people, it's just like sitting in the Masad, dude. Just sitting in the background. I'm sure he has amazing points of views when he knows where, like, put things. It's like, dude, it's like light and dark, dude. But that being said, Mitch did lose his dog. So just keep that in mind. Prayers for Mitch, dude. And Paul. It's time we respect that people are going through it out here, dude. Like, please. Like, I'm gonna literally okay, Jack, I'm gonna use you as an example. It's like, so what? He's gonna be homeless, and then we're gonna, instead of helping him, we're gonna make fun of him online. Like, what are we aiming for out here, dude? What are we aiming for? What have we become? I thought you're supposed to help people like in need, not like help them be more in need or wish that they were doing something else or confuse them. And Paul did meet, dude. He met his fucking hero, dude. Carl Lentz. That was impressive. More impressive AI. I don't know. The fact that he disappears afterwards, kind of suspect. What's he hiding? But yeah, dude, that was awesome. Thank you, bro. Mm-hmm. 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 Well, you've been to Iran, Canada, and Czechoslovakia. Yes, dude. Yes. Yes. It's time to act like it, right? We're adults out here, dude. And there's a lot. It's because the record's so fucking dirty out here. People can't see straight. Nobody can. It's like we're all like throwing dirt at each other, and people like. It's very easy to stop, though. Another man is your hero. I have like this. It's like I have people in my life that I love and respect. Is that a problem? Is that like somehow a problem? Do you not have that in your life? Maybe you need to be around new people. Maybe you need to consider who you're surrounding yourself with, if that's how you feel. Oh, you're talking about the Carl thing? Now I got to look at it from a different perspective now. Oh God. See, this is why you don't read the chat. I'm almost to the list. Oh, OTW, I'd love to have you up here for real. Just please let me get all my points out, please. Thank you. I'm almost done. Chuck and RT, okay. Convoy operations, eyes are all over. What's going on there with this? Why am I getting so many reports from the convoy battlefield? I'm going through the historical records over here, and all of a sudden there's all these reports. What's happening? Is that it? I think that's it. Oh, and so we're all like, what I recognized recently is all I am is a record keeper. If I keep my records in order, good, cool. If I'm going to use a record on someone, that's all we're doing out here. We're using records on people. Are we using it to knock them down or build them up? And if we're knocking them down, why? Like, how are we building ourselves up in the process there? Y'all need to go out and touch some trees, look at the sun, like dig a hole. Okay? Dig some holes, dig a lot of holes. Go dig a trench. Go dig a water line. Go do something. My goodness. I spent a lot of time digging holes. And a lot of time getting out of them. How much up for it? So I'm being selective with the guesses for OTW primarily right now. Let me see. How do I drop it? You can't drop it from the phone. I thought you used to be able to like chat from the phone. Dude, Masad. See, Masad sees it. Masad's been sitting in the back. People who've been sitting in the background fucking see this. They just don't know how to say it. There's so many of these people, like voices, just waiting to speak the truth. And we're here diminishing each other, and we could be like getting to the truth. Get with it. Get with it. Uh-oh. Quit the cope. Oh, Lord. Paste. I'm letting you up here. Oh, Lord. OTW, getting fierce in the chat with me. Oh, God. Somebody else coming at me. So you were in the military, too? See, like, this is like people like this is another thing I realized. So many people in the military out here. And that makes people nervous, but I think they think like it's the police or something in some people's heads. When it's totally different things. OTW, feel free to come up, Masad, whatever. Limited panel though. I'm not getting any drama. What's up, Denizen?
Yo. Who's the man in the top hat?
Huh?
Who's the man in the top hat?
Oh, it's just some photo I found in a book from the 1800s. I don't know. Some historian or geologist looking. It was a geology book. What do you think about these YouTube screens, dude? What's going on out here? What's up with Talcott? What's going on? What's your opinion out here?
What's going on with Talcott? How do you mean?
Yeah, what's going on over here? What's going on with Talcott? What are you seeing out here? What do the optics look like to you?
I think YouTube is the same as everything else in society. It's just a bit more concentrated.
All right, I got 2 more people in the back here. Let's see. I'll bring them up. Listen, we're gonna get. I'm not doing the random panel discussion for long. But what's the point here? What are we getting to, guys? What's the point? What are we all learning today?
We're gonna be at peace.
I just wanted to tell.
I just came up to shoot the shit.
We're gonna be at
I
peace.
just came up to tell Dennison that his conversation was rather interesting earlier.
Which one?
On Jax.
Yeah, I don't even know what was discussed there. I wasn't listening at that point.
Yeah, I had a conversation with Jack about. No,
not that one. The other one.
With Joe about the nature of free will.
The Inquisition of 2000.
The Seventh Inquisition.
Right.
Yeah, no, that dude's never liked me, and he's anytime we're on a panel together, he well, what he does is he dips out. He won't stick around. Today was unique in that he stayed up long enough to just interrogate me. It's I don't know. It happens every time. Something I said or did that I don't know because I'm
thinking it might be
I'm
breathing
autistic and I smoke
that
a lot of
was
weed.
the trigger.
What's up, Denizen?
Yo, what's up? Who's that?
It's OTW.
Oh, what's up, man?
Hey, man, we haven't been seeing you around lately. What you been doing?
I've been here.
Excuse me, was this a dating site for you two? OTW, what'd you come up here to challenge me about?
You wanted to be challenged. I was just
I
like,
don't know. What were you saying in the chat before you came up?
I don't remember. What was I saying in the chat before I came up?
Let's see. You were getting on
I
me
think
about
you were saying something important, and I actually wanted to add to that. But now that you kind of like sideswiped me in a sense with that kind of remark that you
so
made.
quick to cope.
Oh, that's it. Now I'm getting it. Oh, it's coming back to me now. Yeah, and in other words, it was just like I wanted you to start up the panel.
Oh, I thought you were like referring to a point that I made. I was like, what's he out there? All right.
No, because
I was
you
trying to
were
get
like
there.
rambling at one point, and I figured like, yeah,
A little
okay,
bit.
you open up the panel now. I mean, that's enough.
I
But,
was
I mean,
trying
you
to
can run
follow
your-
your
your-
stream of consciousness, but it was
It was tough.
you bucked me off a few times.
People got what they need to get. People got to receive what they got
I've
to receive there.
That's
I've
true.
heard the bucking is real.
Tarek, you're driving me up the walls, dropping on and off the panel like this, dude.
No, but seriously, Tarek had a lot of information that he wanted to drop today, but Red like kind of he beheaded Tarek, so he didn't get a chance to say what he had to say. So maybe you can say it here.
Well, truth or cop, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like come in and out, but I'm trying to copy and clip the screenshots of Snafu Snaps always accusing people to be pedo sympathizers, right? Well, guess where
Yeah.
he's been at lately? Just guess.
Where?
Isn't that a waste of
And-
energy, though?
It
He's
is
been
waste of
hanging
energy,
out
but
with Illumitami.
No, guess. Just take a wild guess. Worse.
The Thorpes.
Worse than
With
Illumitami?
the Thorpes. He's with the Thorpes, flirting with Grace and Ben and all
No
kinds of shit
way.
and stuff. Yes, and this guy, remember, 6 months
He was
ago,
flirting
he's
with
been
Grace
absolutely
and
hard.
Ben.
Ben
Did you
and
just say he
Grace.
was flirting with Ben and
Yeah, I
Grace?
told you he doesn't even take
Yes,
himself
yes.
seriously.
So I have
No
all the
one is
screenshots.
that autistic.
So truth or cop?
Yo,
Do you have a Cash App so Red can send you money to behead panelists?
no, I don't know. Well, I don't know what it is. I set it up a long time ago. and lost it.
No, Red 4, you're not going to behead me, you fucking alcoholic fuck.
$150 the way you've been acting today.
Yes, okay, $150, yes. Give towards the cop, and he can behead me for the whole night.
I'll split it. Well, no, hold on. I can't say that. No.
I get it
I'll,
to the cop.
I'll
Yes,
totally
thank you.
keep
on
it
that.
all to myself. I'm not sharing any of it with anybody else. So don't get in mind if you give it to him. You know, it's going to come to me. It's not going to Terry.
Yeah.
Hey, you
Yes,
got to
it's
pay your
multiple.
talent, PC.
Truther, I'm definitely talent. I need some pay. Get Tarek out of here for 150.
That's
like
the game.
$25
That's the
each.
game right there. We all split it except for the person who gets kicked off.
I like that. Tarek didn't seem to like that one. It's okay, Tarek. We still like you, though.
No, it
He'd be
was funny.
happy for that.
I'll be
$150
happy.
bucks.
If someone put me some money.
But Truther
Yeah.
Cop was making a point earlier when he was on his diatribe. He was saying how, after 3 years that we shouldn't be going at each other's throats anymore, that we should be at a point by now where we should be more or less working together, co-creating. Yeah, and I was kind of like agreeing with that point that you were making.
Hey,
Yeah, 100%.
OTW, why are you going after our ears with your loud ass mic?
Well, that's because I have quality equipment. I mean, it's not
Well, turn
my
your
fault
shit
if your
down.
ears work so well. Everybody
No,
tells me I
DW,
have a loud mic.
I do agree with you.
sound
Turn it down a
completely
little
different today.
Yeah, he sounds like he's in a game show.
I'm on my phone.
Yeah. Oh, that didn't sound that bad to me. It's interesting. I don't know. I don't know how loud my voice
Bubbles!
might not be loud compared to it. I don't know.
Bubbles is down there in
I
the
usually
chat.
never use my phone, but anyway. Hey, is Jack in the chat? Jack, click the link. Come on up here, man. We need some talent up here. We need some you're a celebrity now, Jack. I mean,
Where's Daisy?
Best
We need
life coach
Daisy.
I've
They
ever
come
met, man.
together.
Daisy's rounded. Daisy's making moves out there.
we're the next wave of awesome YouTubers, Truth or Cop. We're the we're the new
I don't
generation.
think-
You got- Whoa,
I don't think-
whoa. I need to get out of here then.
Yeah, I was about to say you're ruining the vibe for me. I'm definitely don't qualify.
You'll
Yeah,
get
I
there
don't think-
eventually, Denizen. I mean, you got good perspectives. You could fucking, I don't know, go participate in debates and shit and review
I'm
debate.
the boring YouTuber past, man. I'm the has-been, not the gonna be.
And
Yeah,
dude, there are worse people than you, man.
Yeah, those debates OTW are kind of like sometimes fucking just stupid. Like look at Andrew Wilson,
No,
for
the
example.
debates are almost always stupid and meaningless.
Yeah, like look at Andrew
retarded.
Wilson. He's on whatever broadcast today. He's gonna go talk to some girl that slept with 30 girls and try to convince her why she's a dumb, woman.
And
That's,
half the time
your
he
Orthodox
loses the
Christian.
debate to 20-year-old dumb feminists, which
Yeah,
is
I mean
hilarious.
they're always going to use the debate. Of course they are. This is what they're doing. This is like Truth or Cop said before on Jax. There's a Truth or Cop. You guys don't get it. I get it. He's just working from the shadow, and I like his method.
Yeah.
I got to
When
where
you say
just
working-
being in debates stopped being entertaining, and then I watched them, and then once I what that did was it kind of objectified the entertainment value of it for me, because now I'm the observer and no longer the participant, and that became boring quickly. And then I realized what I was really interested in is understanding other people's points of view, sharing information, collaborating on objective reality, debating people on and gotcha.
Right.
And this is right. and
You have
wrong.
a purpose out
That's-
here, and and
that's
you're
something
discovering
that-
it. Yeah.
That's something that girls and fags do.
Tarek, I do have a quick question. If TCC is, or excuse me, Truth or Cop is working from the dark side, is he on the other side of the mecha box? Is that what that is, or?
No, I didn't say a dark side. You see, this is my word. So from the shadows, it says different. That's
Shadow
totally
side.
different.
Same different thing.
Well, no, it's a little different. I mean, I meant it in a different context. So I know he knows what I mean. So no. Truth or Cop
I'm
is a
just
good
making
person.
sure. No.
No.
I'm just
No,
making
no.
sure it's not
Gary,
like
there are no
casting a
good
shadow.
cops.
Yeah, I get it, OTW. But what I'm saying is these debates, for example, I can bring you a debater way better than Andrew Wilson, for example, that knows the Bible, the Quran, the Torah by heart.
Dude,
And-
I've been
and
wanting to focus more my broadcasts on reviewing debates, because it's actually fun, and
No,
I
it is.
actually have a chance to give my point of view, and I actually like that part of the show that I'm actually integrating right now.
Good to see
Think I
Elizabeth.
could
Have
find
you
a
seen the Panelverse Presents? Because that is the best place, dude. He's got he's got clips all day long. I'll drop the link.
What do you call it? The Panelverse Presents.
Yeah, check them out if you're into debates.
All
They
right.
got the whole block on lockdown out here, holding it down. Or up. Let's lift it up. We gotta get it up, I guess, is the better wording. Who's here? Me? Or is this Mr. Talcott? Everybody show some fucking respect.
All hail the almighty Talcott.
Yay!
Greetings.
We gotta give him a
Talcott?
name.
What was that?
It's a jack attack.
Get Jack Attack. That's a good one.
Oh, Tommy's in chat. Oh my God.
Bubbles.
What's up, Jack?
I don't
You know, Bubbles is not all bad.
Now we got one hell of a lineup right now on the panel, man.
Snafu, if you're gonna actively call for a strike on my channel, I'm gonna have to ban you in chat. Is that a fair rule?
I already timed
Yeah,
him
you
out
can
twice
actively
with
ban
Bobby.
Snafu. Yeah, that would
It's
be a
a
good
fair
thing.
rule that you should actively ban Snafu, period.
Yeah,
But you know,
I
something.
mean,
Truth is
every YouTuber should have
Does
that rule.
Snafu exist? Yes. Should
Yes, it
Snafu be
exists.
banned? Yes.
Should
I agree with you.
Snafu be allowed airtime? No.
No,
Correct.
but let me say something about Snafu in the chat. Let him be in the chat, dude. This is my fucking thing for snaps. You can't strike anybody, dude. Strike. How come you haven't struck Jack? Not once. All your fucking crew have never struck Jack once.
Dude, it's
How come
because
you- how come
you
Terrence
throw Jack
probably
under
did.
the
No,
bus? Jesus.
wait. He probably did strike Jack, but you know, I mean, YouTube when they receive a strike from Snafu concerning Jack, the whole team in the room starts laughing.
Yes, exactly my point. Let him try. It's empty bullets, dude.
Is it like
Fucking-
what's the new content we should watch today?
So he's gonna strike a truth or cop. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Go, strike team, go.
Like, go away?
Something like that. Yeah.
My apologies, Jack. Go ahead.
I was just, I guess, talking to myself anyway. These people are fascinating. Man. And this is the
These
world
people are
today.
disgusting.
Well, this is what the online experience exposed me to. People are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That was
I
the
mean, the
online
Snafu crew.
experience.
Well, it is a
crew
bit
should-
more concentrated.
True.
The
And-
crew
and
should
then
assemble and call
if you
themselves
reapply it
D-retard.
offline, then you know you can kind of.
I
It's
mean,
like putting
I
a
don't even
puzzle
want to.
together.
Yeah, I don't even want to hear about it. It's like whatever.
Yeah,
dude.
me either.
See, now we got let's
We
be
should
let's be
really-
real. Come on.
We should really get a talking stick, and whoever's holding the talking stick should be able to talk.
Well, you know what? I suggest that we get back to Jack then. Start with Jack.
Good.
I think I might just spurg out and then hit you with the talking stick.
As long as you hit
Possibly.
nubs first, I'm all right with that, you know.
Just remember, I hit back.
Yeah, that's why I'll have enough time to run before you get to hit me.
See, I was talking about hitting you first.
Snafu,
OTW.
hold on, guys.
That's
Snafu's
why
in
I
the
was,
back.
you know, that's
Hold
why I'm
on.
gonna pull nubs in front of me, and I'll go quick. You know, while you're hitting nubs, I'll dash for it.
I'm gonna end this quick. Snafu is in the back.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
Snafu, I
Jesus
deleted
Christ.
these claims by Let's Be Real in the chat. I'm not allowing them in my chat. I'm also
Yeah,
not
I agree.
allowing you on this panel. Banned from studio. I told you last time, a year. I believe it's almost. We got 52 weeks or 50 some or what? No, we got 49 weeks or so to go. So go take some time to think about it.
Truth or Cups, the king of the castle. You're a dirty rascal.
Or snaps. Just go to Ben, since you are now Ben's supporter.
Yeah. Oh no, we should send him off to like new
He's
YouTubers or YouTubers that he's not. He should go over to Chaotic Truth Live or the People's Podcast or
Yeah.
LC
Oh, no.
Lincoln Kane or you know.
Oh yeah, Snafu, why aren't you up Lincoln Kane's ass, dude?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
I mean, you
The
should be
crew
all over
sucks.
Lincoln Kane.
Yeah, the crew leader sucks. That's why the crew leader gets on his own panel, and interrupts his main co-host Lena many times. What kind of fucking crew member leader is this?
Right. You should be the crew leader, Tarek.
No. Lena should be the crew leader. If she's gonna be, Lena should be the. She can have the back and forth, not Snafu.
This is too meta.
Okay, can we get back to Jack though? Seriously?
Go ahead, Jack.
Actually, I was just going to ask if I could share a thought. I was just sitting here thinking about what is and what is happening. Right now begins our future. We could be using this time for the future if we agreed to.
Now, here's the question for you, Jack. Is this the real Jack or is this the AI version of Jack? Because for some reason, I had a feeling for a moment there that you were an AI.
It's hard to know with me, man. I think I'm real, though. I feel real.
That's something an AI would answer, actually. That's it's fascinating.
Oh, the AI is real, right?
The AI is real, but it doesn't. I don't know that it feels. That's
No,
what I'm
it
saying.
can't think either.
I feel good, man.
Oh, yeah? Well, what have you been taking? What are you on?
Well, I'm just chilling out, hanging out on a Sunday evening, spending time with friends. I feel good.
I feel good. I knew that I would.
This is the goal, man. The world we live in, it teaches us to ignore, deny, to make fun of feelings. Feelings fucking matter. And it feels good to feel good. And we feel good when we're not at war. When we're not cleaning
In
up the
conflict
damage.
with ourselves.
Yep. That's the key. The inner conflict, brother.
I felt physically lighter the day I got fired from my last job, and the farther and farther I drove away from the building where I worked, the lighter I got. And now I'm not even the same person. I had no idea how much corporate America had just taken a shit in my soul.
Isn't it amazing? Once you get out of the pressure or once you get out of the depression, you find this freedom and growth in yourself, and things shift and they change.
It was almost like meeting myself again too, right? Oh shit, man, where have you been?
I love
As
that.
I dust myself off in my mind, crawling out of rubble, the comic book series ended and everybody thought he was dead.
I get it. I love it. That's the spiritual awakening.
Sorry, Jack. Go ahead.
I was just going to say we gain just a shift, a change in perspective. And that change in perspective, you get to discover who you are once again. Because that's why the world is the way that it is. It's confusion, and people forgot who we are.
Jack, let me ask you this. Is it confusion or a lack of self-discipline and self-love?
They go together.
I mean, obviously they're redundant, but nevertheless, I'm curious as to your thoughts.
I think it all goes together. When we stray from the truth, we create confusion in our mind. Regret and guilt, blame will carry around the past, and it'll distract us from the present. And I took us off from where you were, and I can't remember where we started again. I was going to try and bring it back to that.
We're just
Self-love.
in the present now.
Self-love.
I self-love at least a few times a day.
Different kind of self-love.
It's important to pause and just allow yourself to be. And then as you allow yourself to be where you are and who you are, finding some gratitude and love with intention.
Yes, Jack, you're right. You know what I found fascinating, Jack? That somebody would go on the panel like Snaps, his own panel, that says, I
Jeez.
am a very forgiving person and I have a lot of love in my heart and mercy. That's his exact words. And then what's fascinating is him and some other people in the chat can't stop talking about when Jack's gonna leave his house and stuff like that. Like, do you people have any mercy, any gratitude, any love in your hearts? Any?
No.
They're wounded. Because that's what I figure. Their behavior shows that they want me to be hurt or they want to find joy in my hurt. That means they're hurt. And hurt people get lost, which is back to that question. Self-love, confusion, and well, it comes down to clarity.
You know what? Not that I want to disagree with you, Jack, but I think that there's not only people that want to see you fail, but I also think that there are some people out there are hoping for the best and want to see you succeed. And I also think that people are just watching to see to find out who's the one that's going to step up when the time comes to be the righteous one, who's going to be the one who's going to be there for you in the time of need, when it's actually when it really means, when it's worth it.
Well, OTW, we all know that in the hero's journey, the hero is the only one that shows up. So that would be
That's not
Jack in
true.
essence.
That's not true. In the hero's journey, the hero has friends that end up helping them out to end up. Obviously, the final task is up to the hero.
The hero,
But
exactly.
during the journey, there you have companions that help you on the way, man.
Absolutely.
There's a difference between assistance and doing, though.
Yeah, the
At the
hero
end of the
can't
day, it's us that have to walk our own journey.
the
And I'm
hero
not just-
can't complete his journey until he walks alone.
Right.
Right. Essentially, usually that's the final level. It's usually like when Frodo has to go and drop the ring in the volcano. He ends up, doing that and walking that path alone. But that's like I think inevitable when it comes to the hero's journey. But the path to that, or the journey to the final level, essentially is accompanied by a group, like the people that were all there for the ring, Or another example of that is the Wizard of Oz, where she had 3 other companions help her out on the way to defeat the Wicked Witch of the West.
Absolutely.
In all of those stories, though, those companions they could very well be expressions of the self without a problem.
Allegorically speaking, I agree with you. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
that's
I'm
all.
obviously speaking allegorically.
Yeah, you gotta go into the cave and meet yourself, man, but you look like your dad wearing a Darth Vader helmet.
Well,
Right.
you know I'm your father, so
I actually really resonate with the idea of Plato's cave. After he escapes to the light and he returns trying to explain it, people don't understand what they don't understand. And that's where I went through awakening after awakening. Things I thought I knew turned out to be untrue. Things I didn't believe turned out to be quite real.
Here's the
That's
thing
why
about humans,
truth is
though.
stranger than fiction.
It is.
They won't just stare at you confused. They'll beat you to death.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's the very distinct difference dealing with this particular type of monkey.
Humans are, dude, when they get frightened or, any number of reasons, they get dangerous, man. You got to watch out for them.
Oh,
But
yeah. Well, humans have a history of wanting to either destroy or eliminate things they don't understand.
Yep. That's it. Within us, we have an ingrained stupidity. And it's up to each of us to overcome our individual stupidity and help each other We can't force each other to see each other's stupidity, but we can help. We can lead.
Yeah, we
I'm trying
all
to
have
quit.
to eliminate the snafu snaps inside of us, guys.
We do. We all
I'm
have.
trying to quit.
I definitely agree with that. I absolutely 100% agree with that, because it's the little boy screaming at the top of his lungs that needs to be heard, but he needs to be heard in the back chat, not the front chat.
I'm trying to
Right.
retire
He should
early.
just, in other words, he should stay in the subconscious mind, should never be in the conscious mind.
I don't know. You got to bring it forth,
Absolutely.
and in order for it to be real. And the only way a man can check himself is to bring things out into the world and see what happens. So I wouldn't say the mere expression of the subconscious is the problem. It's not being able to gauge or react to the feedback in a constructive manner that is the problem.
I'll give you that.
That.
Yeah, same here.
Yep.
It's what Jung is talking about, bringing the subconscious into the conscious. And if we
Word.
can articulate and explain what's within us, that's where the growth really happens. Does that make
I
sense?
agree, Jack. Yeah.
Is it to explain it, or is it to a, how do I say it, to adapt to it, in the sense of
Well-
amalgamate with it?
Yeah, how do you do one without the other? First, you have to bring it to light
This is true.
before you can
This is true.
assimilate it.
Good point.
Exactly.
So you have to do the digging first, then you have to do the accepting, and then comes the merging. The transmutation, I think, would be the.
I love that. And this is where the explanation, once you identify it, you get awareness, you can explain it, you can understand that darkness within you. And then when you realize you understand it and it is you, you can control you.
Essentially turning lead to gold.
That's, yep. Experiential alchemy. That's what the term I grabbed. And anger was my biggest shadow that I had to face and still have to deal with, I guess.
I can only speak for myself, but when I tend to get angry, it's based off of fear. Fear
Yep.
of the unknown, or fear of the perceived known.
Yep.
I used to presume that as being true, but I find it doesn't apply to me somehow.
I think there's a difference between anger and righteous indignation too. When something's wrong, inherently, it's not that you're getting angry, it's that you need to correct the record, and it's not based off of fear, it's based off of truth. At least in my understanding.
I definitely live with that as well. But I also have just meaningless anger over things that I'm not the least bit afraid about too.
Right, but
stupidity.
anger is better than depression, right? And then love is better than anger is better
It's
than
certainly
depression.
preferable to me. I don't know, like
Well, instead of going
someone else might prefer the latter.
right, but instead of going the cowardly route, you face things head on.
Well, when you face what you fear, you no longer fear it.
Right, because there was an expression in French where ce que tu fuis te suit, puis ce que tu fais face s'efface. So in other words, what you try to get away from follows you, and whatever you face will erase.
Yep.
So Snafu is fucked then. If that's the case.
Right. Essentially, yeah.
We're all fucked in a sense. I mean, if you think about it, it's not just Snappers. Snappers is just the low man on the totem pole.
I understand, but I want to say one thing real quick. Jeeps and Red 40 in the chat, whoever. Do you see how Truth or Cop was had mercy and love for Snaps, even though Snaps went on his own broadcast and put a message on there to like kind of bring his name and stupid shit. He still took that comment out, and he said the Tarek bring receipts. Yes, I brought receipts, but I won't put them on Truth or Cops channel because he doesn't want it to be here because I respect his platform. I will do it on another platform. This is not my show.
And TML, if you want to jump up here, the panel's full, but I'll boot myself off. Maybe. I don't know.
I'll jump
Whatever.
down. I'll jump down
Well,
if
if you-
TML
yeah.
comes up.
Okay. Just want to let them know it's
I
open.
got shit to do.
Yeah, I can also pop off and let some people come on up.
Yeah, I'm
No,
gonna
dude,
bounce
TML
out
come on.
anyways.
No,
I know he's
I'll
always
come
got
out.
something to
Get some
say.
shit done.
People
But
who
until then, I
complain
mean-
about the panel that they're sitting and watching for 4 hours never cease to amaze me.
We're addicted,
No.
dude. Okay, no,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry. I don't
yeah,
want to speak for
good to
others.
see you,
I'm addicted.
Oh, dude,
I
but see,
gotta
like, we're
know-
all here, dude, but it's like we're here watching it anyways. Why not make it better? Why not make it better? Why not make it the best we can? Like, for real.
Well,
What's
yeah,
holding
but
us back?
I don't
sometimes
think they're
people
about
don't.
that. They're just about bitching and shitting on things.
Yeah, they are.
Come
that's a
here
good
just
point.
to
But who
shit
is
on
it,
something.
Well, that's why you get them, you know, you got to cut them out.
I agree. Who said that?
Truth or Cop did.
It's not easy, but I mean,
It's like a
at certain
cancer.
point-
You got to remove it.
Oh, holy cow! These people in the chat are so dumb sometimes. I'm sorry, Truth or Cop.
I'm saying.
Yeah, but you do realize, hey, Tarek, it's not happening in chat right now. It's happening on panel. We're
I
five
know, I'm
on
sorry.
panel right now.
I apologize.
Yeah, my chat, like, it's like with Jax, it's like why I'm like, because the conversation does build up. I'm not paying too much attention to it right now. It's a little off topic, a little bit everywhere, but it's fine. Whatever. It's,
No, I
it's
agree.
all over
I
the
agree.
place right now.
Yeah, and plus we have a star on panel. I mean, Jack's here, guys. Come on.
Yeah, dude, for real. Thank you, OTW, for showing some respect there, dude. Here. Jack, good to have you, man. Freaking, yeah, we've had a lot of great conversations lately, you know. Day 5, not drinking. Ugh,
Hey, congratulations, TC.
thank you.
Keep it up, man.
Yeah. Yeah, good for you, TC.
It was all Jack Talcott. It was his and Look Within's idea, dude. They were like, you need to do for the content. They said Jack said you need to quit drinking alcohol, bud, for the content. I'm just kidding.
Well, it is refreshing not to hear you slur. Actually, that's one thing.
I know it's rough looking at my old shit, dude. My God.
Can I use you as a teaching example?
Go for it, Jack.
I fucking love you, my friend. Congratulations, first of all, right? But crediting Jack, crediting external, right? Crediting Jack for your number of days. In a way, it's blaming. And that way, and it's understandable, that's where the idea came from. And part of this is fun content too, but we don't want to blame. We want to own our choices, because you can be proud, man. Good for you. You're allowing your body the opportunity to recover, to cleanse itself, and you're doing things that are good for you. And for those of us who love you, who care about you, thank you. Thank you for taking care of you. It's all about mindset. And things are they're harder when we're told what to do, right? That's how I am.
I know. I just like having a reason. It's like, oh, I got an external reason. It's like easy.
I know.
It's already easy for me to quit. I can already stop drinking, but it's like, dude,
Exactly.
why not? Why not? That's
Sometimes I envy those who like to be told what to do. Submissive types.
Oh,
oh my
I'm
God.
one of those rebel types that just hate it.
Yeah, but you gotta
They
take
have it
sound.
a lot
You gotta take
easier
sound
in this world.
information.
can
Yeah,
I
I just received sound information. It's not like I received all. Dude, Goodness gracious. Don't
I've
let me
looked,
screw.
sorry.
You're fine. So
I've looked at this in myself. The obedience. I think the way I trained myself to obey, I drove myself nuts. But there was a comfort when I found basic training and being told what to do when I didn't have to think. That felt right at home, man. I understood that. So what you were saying, there's people who seem to love to follow orders, and yet within myself, I finally had to accept that fact. I do not. Well, I'm getting better at it. When people tell me what to do, I love to defy. Maybe that's why I got so many people waiting for me to fail.
Yeah, fuck them all, Jack.
let's get into we got to get into the present, and I do want to follow up. Of course, dude, it all goes to the Most High at the end of the day. I'm just joking, but if I can make a show of it in the meantime, God's okay with that. I believe He's like, that's all right.
Absolutely.
Why not?
You get to be a testimony and an experience of God's grace and your strength, so that others who deal with similar patterns, they can recognize, dude, that Joker truther can do it, man. I can do it.
Jeez, Jack, let it all out.
I've been observing the conflicts that you have on your channel, Jack, and there's a lot of different dynamics going on there. Maybe some that don't need an archetype, or the archetype is much simpler. But I see a lot of maybe just the simple truth that if you're at all correct, then each and every one of these people has a responsibility to do better, and that the whatever negative situation we find ourselves in is at least partially a result of our own doing and our own ignorance. And so having to confront that in the moment makes a lot of people defensive, and they're going to reject that out of hand for that reason.
Well, being ignorant pretty much kind of like propagates that particular aspect, because I think that people are kind of like, well, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'll ask the question instead of making the statement. Do you think that it would be embedded directly in human DNA to, it be inherent to be governed by a hierarchy?
Well, we're going to be governed by something, and I believe we have to make a choice about what that is and why, and each reason, an example. And somebody who has a lot of insight on this just entered the stage, like way beyond. So I want to give him his space here. The machine lies. Come on,
Oh yeah,
Beautiful.
another star.
What's up, dude?
Greetings.
What were you talking about, Jack? Or TML, or whatever.
Blessings.
Blessings to you.
Blessing.
I'm glad to see you, brother. I lost where the topic was at, where the conversation was, though, admittedly.
God, quit smoking before you come on panel, Jack.
Why people are so quick to attack certain, thoughts and beliefs and.
Oh, yes. People, as we become attached to our beliefs, our identities of us, and our identity of us, we attach our identity to different belief systems, the Christian, the Republican, whatever. When challenged with ideas, people will fight. The ego will fight because it thinks it's, even though the only thing that's being threatened is a belief system, there's such an intimate connection between our minds and our bodies that the physical threat will feel real. That's how we're designed.
If you question someone's belief, you question their very identity, and it's almost like an existential threat. And in
Mhm.
humans, I think we're really good at the status quo, no matter how bad it is, because we're good at adapting to it. So
Yep.
even if a situation could improve, which would improve our overall status, the change could be so detrimental to our status quo that we'll fight against that, improvement. Just because we work so well at finding a lowest common denominator, a baseline, and coping with it mentally,
Yeah.
and surviving, and we get in that survival mode, and people don't want to hear anything different. They even glorify it. They'll take a terrible situation and turn it into a fairy tale.
I think I get what you're saying. What came to mind is people bragging about how many hours they're working. It's
Yeah.
right? And people were I think we're our own worst enemies individually. And then collectively, when we start agreeing with each other, we can lower each other's standards. And what I think religion in some aspect has been a coping mechanism for people to survive emotionally and just through horrible oppression and horrible times.
Yeah.
But I think it's time to raise the standards.
Yeah.
Well,
And
do you
that's
want
why
to
they
raise
hate
them
you,
or
Jack.
well, you're kind of contradicting yourself right there, Jack. You just said like we should collectively lower our standards.
No, that we do. When we start to get around each other, we tend to agree in a way which can lower the common denominator.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right.
And as a
And,
group,
well, you
we
see,
sometimes race to the bottom.
to add to that, but we also can take things, insignificant phrases and use those phrases and put them completely out of context and create a completely different narrative. And I've seen so many people do that just by like asking dumb questions and then coming with a comeback saying, "Oh, okay, so that means you're this." Or okay, that means you're that, or you support this, or you. So it's
We
always
do love
like
our boxes.
it's always some kind of gotcha session, which eventually gets tiresome.
It's old.
And to be fair, this is how we learn to communicate, right? We human beings, we don't really do like, we tell stories. That's how we share information. Everything is kind of allegory, and we love our labels because it's how we share information. It's how we deconstruct the universe and describe it, to ourselves and to others.
That's it. We're stories who learn from stories, and we share stories with each other as history is created.
Everything is feels.
Everything is what?
Feels. With human beings, everything is feels.
Feels.
Yeah, we don't even really do facts. Facts are not really how we communicate.
Right. I was actually
And it's
pointing that
almost
out
like-
the other day. That there was a debate, but it wasn't actually a debate. It wasn't even an argument because no one was actually stating any facts. Everybody was just talking past each other.
Yes, I agree.
We almost don't have that much to learn or to share with the facts. The feels are almost the whole point. It's the whole experience almost.
Yes, Dennison's right. Because if you talk about facts, for example, OTW, say you're debating a religion, for example, you're going back to the book from each religion. So those are not facts. Those are what's written by a man based on theology, based on philosophy, whatever they believed in the back till now. So,
Well, hence
prove
faith
something
shouldn't be
factual is
debated.
hard. Huh?
Hence, religious faith should not be debated between religions.
It's ridiculous. It's a snake eating its tail.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen two like scholars debate, Christian and Muslim, and they're both very educated about all religions. And back and forth, you'll see them taking one verse from the Bible, one verse from the Quran, one verse from the Bible. It was back and forth. No matter how smart they were, there was just little contradictions everywhere. We got nowhere. Where we go now, I don't know.
This is what I see as the greatest problem and solution for society, relationships. It all comes down to communication. People have lost the ability to communicate with each other, I think because they've lost connection to themselves.
It's I think what you say might be true, that feelings are how life is realized. Words try to explain the understandable. I'm thinking even if if I try to trace my own path between learning, knowledge, acceptance, it's still feelings at the end of the day. The words communicate a message to me, but until I feel a certain way about the words, there is no message. I've received nothing. And so whether it be agreement or disillusionment or learning, whatever it is, it's not the mere accumulation of factoids or the presence of words that didn't exist before. It's just now that I feel somehow connected to the information that's being shared.
That's very observant. And I lost track of where you took us.
Well, I
but-
was going to add into that where essentially the words only produce images in our minds, and we're essentially translating those images. And because that's how, I guess, how the words actually function, because I think this is where maybe the emotions kick in, because images probably produce emotions, just like artists are able to transmit those emotions through their paintings. So is our imagination. So I believe that by doing so would actually kind of like indirectly prove that manifestation is also a thing, right?
Why did
But also,
Archimedes shout Eureka?
yeah, but I don't think you always have to imagine something for you to do it or feel it. I'll give you an example. Like, say I'm working which I do frame for a living, right, outside, and say I'm going to pick up some studs. I don't picture myself picking up studs. The brain tells me automatically I need to pick it up. I don't have to vision it anymore, like after I repeatedly do it. I just know
Right.
what I got to do. I don't have to vision it.
Right. Try and
picking up what
correlate
now?
more or less that to like a sad story. Somebody's telling you something about what, that the personal experience that they had, and they put a lot of detail into that,
Yes.
and they actually got you to shed a tear.
I agree. No, I agree. In some
Because
situations,
somewhere you
yeah.
probably did the process of using the words that person was giving you, and imagined the scenario where you're putting yourself in those shoes, and then you're feeling like, essentially, I believe this is the way we communicate our emotions. Aside from physical touch and shit like that.
Let's ask TML. I would like TML's perception on this. Do thoughts come first, and are they expressed by feelings all the time, or are they expressed by just repeated things that you do every day? Do they have to be expressed by feelings?
Well, it's like they say, nothing. I mean, I think not everything happens for a reason ultimately, but nothing is random because everything's connected. Essentially, like Pascal says, he says the heart has its own reasons that even reason cannot comprehend. And really, I think there's a heart consciousness that works above logic, it says in the paraphrasing the book of Job, why does God send rain to the desert where nothing ever grows? It's just because of his pleasure, right? So I think that there's a greater judge above reason. You know, like in your dreams, everything makes sense, but it's not real. You know what I mean? So you could have a world where everything could be perfectly logical. I mean, I'm sorry, the other way around. Everything could make sense, you know, but it could still be not real. I mean, so I think reason has a place, and it's very confined place. I mean,
And it's like almost like you're on autopilot in a disassociative state if you don't have some kind of feeling associated with the experience. Even like
Yes.
a simple task, right? Like if you drop something on the floor and it scatters across the floor, like when are you done picking it up?
Right, exactly. And how many times in a day can you actually be aware of yourself in that autopilot mode? Because I do believe that we enter that autopilot pilot mode particular moments in the day, you know, out of repetitiveness, right?
Yeah, I found myself doing it most when I was driving to work. I just get to work and be in the parking lot and be like, what the hell just happened?
I got a question for the panel, mainly for maybe TML first, because I think that's his where he's good at. TML. So a creator like God, for example, creates, right? And that's why we're creatures. And my question would be, what was God before he created?
There is none of that. It's like there's no beginning and no end. It's always been. Well, that would be my answer. Sorry, I didn't want to answer
Yeah.
for you, TM.
yeah, I think OTW is right. You know, in the sense that, you know, that God was the totality of existence before creation. If there is a God, he would have to be the totality of existence before creation set forth. So, I mean, in terms of the Jews, right, they have a concept where God had to draw back to make room for creation. Other people say that God simply created nothing, or created a sort of simulation or something like that. You know, so there's different ideas in which it could be worked out. But in terms of a creative God, I mean, you know, it would have to be, you know, yeah, I think, yeah, it would have to be some of the and there's
that
other
makes
ways.
a lot of sense. Because God, if he is God, would have to take up all the space. Then he
Yeah.
would have to retract a part of himself to be able to have some room for his creation. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the Kabbalah, that's what they say. You know, at some point, otherwise the universe would have to be eternal. That's what the Platonists said. They said the universe was simply eternal and God simply molded and shaped it. And so that's why they believe in a divine architect, right? And that's where the terminology comes from, right? So you could believe in a God that's not all powerful, right? And therefore, he would simply shape the universe, right? So there's different ways to work it out, right? With the God, with the Creator God, right?
These are beautiful concepts. And I've given thought, I was just trying to consider some of the thoughts I've had. In the fullness, the wholeness, the perfection of God, within the mind and heart of God, space was created for the purpose of so that creation could create. And as creation created through the space and time offered forth through the Creator, here we are.
Yeah, because if you really think about it hard, something doesn't really need an explanation, but nothing needs an explanation. Hardcore.
Yeah.
Because what is because what is nothing? Right? Nobody's ever seen it. Right? So
It is begging the question, though.
yeah. So,
Presuming the something.
well,
To be
I mean,
fair, I don't want to get caught on it because I'm probably severely outnumbered here. But
I mean, unless you
know.
say that it all just adds up to nothing. I mean, but there clearly is something, right? But you know, I mean,
It never begins, it never ends, it always was, and yet it never will be.
I honestly don't know, but I imagine rather than time being like a line moving forward, it's more like an explosion moving outward in all directions at the same time, including into the past. So as every moment in the future is created, the past is also created exponentially.
Yeah.
But that's about as far as my monkey brain can go before it all falls apart.
Well, then you go into like the singularity and it gets crazy. But remove the knowledge of evil from your existence. See, I would say this as like guard your vision, right? Like I've heard you say it before, TML, and it's like I would like because I see a lot of people out here. What is the darkness? We gotta like can't like ignore certain things, I guess. Like we have to be like highly sensitive there. So you have to guard your vision by, what does that mean exactly?
Well, I just think like if you look at certain symbols and certain concepts and certain ideas are meant to take you down the road of like a wrong path of inquiry, and there's knowledge that does not benefit, so not all knowledge is good. Somebody said knowledge is power. That's just simply not true. We just talked about it. We said not every, people don't do things out of reason. So how could knowledge be power? Power comes from ruling other people. The greatest.
And that
kind
could
of
be made easier with knowledge, but not necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. So,
All right, TML. So I got another question. So, if God always existed, like you said, before He created us, right? And like in the Muslim religion, for example, I believe that's true. Is that we have free will, correct?
I don't know.
Say that again.
It's a question. Like,
do we have free will? Like do we have free will?
Like according to Jafar al-Sadiq, right? He said that you have to accept both of the ideas, that God is not responsible for evil, and B, that that you are not in control of your will. You have to accept both. He said that if you accept both of these ideas, then that's that was his answer to the question of free will. And it doesn't answer a lot. But it does say that we have to come up with a theology that solves this sort of riddle.
So so my next question would be, that's why I asked the first question, is so my thoughts, for example, since God's all knowing from before and after, are my thoughts created by God's approval, or am I creating my own thoughts or not?
Thoughts are in the ether, bro.
Yeah, I think
I understand that, but I think from a religious perspective, I'm speaking
let's get down to brass tacks. Do you think you control your thoughts right now?
Control your what?
Thoughts.
No,
I don't control my thoughts. Is anybody on this panel able to control their thoughts?
Nope. Not me.
Not me.
So is God pretty much like, since He knows what we're doing from like the past and knowing everything, is He controlling our thoughts? Is everything what I'm trying to get to with the two questions? Yeah, is everything we're thinking?
I think whatever that consciousness is, right? And I don't think consciousness is the same as thoughts, right? I think activity and a lot of other things are part of consciousness, right? That people would not colloquially put as part of consciousness, right? Because I don't believe that physical matter exists. And like people would have to prove to me that matter exists. But I know that mind exists for sure. And I know that whatever the purity and clarity of mind actually is, that's close to what God is. Right?
Okay, so since none of us, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's when we're closest to God, you mean?
I think,
or are we achieving God's state?
I think the best way that God can be explained is the primary form or the essence of consciousness itself. Right? So, I think whatever mind or consciousness is at the root level, right, I think that's what God is or spirit is. Right?
Does it require wet work?
What is that?
Think of
Like,
it like a
does
computer.
God have a brain?
No,
I
wait.
don't
Like think of it as like a computer.
Yeah, I
If
don't think
God
mind
is
and brain.
if God is projecting everything in real time, and He's the actual thing, the only actual entity that is living the present moment, we are essentially the ping or the result. You know, there would be a ping between us and Him. So essentially, humans aren't living in the present moment. We're pretty much behind in time. So I think is where the expression "get back in time." That would mean that's where you meet God, I guess. Because God, I guess, is kind of like creating everything in real time at every given second. So that's where He resides. He resides in Him creating. He's working right now. So
In that
we're
analogy,
just
then God would be.
we're receiving that information with a lag. Like he produces the content, and we are witnesses of the content afterwards, right?
So how could you be?
Obviously.
That doesn't make sense, though. How could that? See, that's why I was asking TML on the panel on these questions, because if that's the case, then how would you be liable for your sins? If God, if you don't know your
that's
thoughts,
where
right?
free will comes
you're
in,
not.
because while God is busy creating everything in real time, you have the choice. Since you're late, you have the choice to either
OTW.
follow God. No, wait. You either have the choice to follow either the path that God is laying out for you, or you can choose to do whatever you want.
Yeah, but
But I
that
do believe that there
you
is
is
a-
just an echo. The you is just an echo, and God's already made the choice for you. We all just agreed upon that. That's what Tarek's saying.
Yeah, we just agreed on that. Vincent is right. We don't control our thoughts, right? And God is a creator. And I asked a specific question to TML on the panel on purpose, because if you don't create your own thoughts because they're already there, how could you be punished for the sins you make?
Yeah, no, the free will is a control mechanism. I
think
just want to point out in the computer analogy, though, God would be the electricity.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so
I think,
here's the thing with that: the electricity has no mind.
Yeah, I think what it is
Well,
it's-
it might be
it-
more
it-
than just the electricity then.
I think what it is there's three things going on. You know, I think what OTW said is true, that God has a way of changing the future because He's simultaneously creating this existence at the time, right? Now, we are led closer to God through our obedience of Him. We are led further away from God through our disobedience, and I think the future changes according to these pathways, but God already knows what we're going to choose. Right? So-
because when you don't listen to Him, you become even later in the lag. You have a larger ping.
Yeah, so I just think what it is that, you know, the universe has a way of course correcting, right? But I think there is a way that's trying to bind us to this world, you know, a way of assimilation. John C. Lilly called it the solid state entity, right? And he said there's another entity called the Earth Coincidence Control Office, you know, that's trying to cause coincidences, right?
But God made me just the way that I am, though, Taylor.
Oh yeah, of course.
I have no other choice to be any other way.
Of course, but see, here's the thing: you're pushed into where you are now, right? That's true. You know what you choose will affect all other outcomes, though. You know, so I think it's true that we're forced to move from where we are. We can't choose where we start from, right? But what we do next will affect all other outcomes, like via the butterfly effect or whatever. Remember, you move one grain of sand, you change the world. I mean, right? You and you have no choice. Even if you do nothing, even if you do nothing, it will infinitely ripple. I mean, right? So
For sure.
So I think all decisions are infinitely powerful. Even the non-decision is infinitely powerful. I mean,
I just don't see how it's free or willful.
Oh, sure it is. It's not totally free, because free will is a contradiction in terms, right. Free means you can do whatever you want. Will means you've made a decision to do one thing. I mean, right? So you know what I mean?
It would have to be will free.
Yeah, I don't think it
I
exists.
definitely can't do whatever I want.
No, I don't think it
And-
exists. Yeah, I don't
And
think it
my
exists.
choices
No, I
are
think
not
there's
into.
Oh yeah,
Go
no, I
ahead.
think there's definite problems with free will. No, that's all I'm just gonna say. But yeah, go ahead.
And it's definitely not independent, of the circumstances or things that were laid out before me. And then if I put on my theist hat, well, now it's completely destroyed because God already chose. before
I'm
even
eating some
existed.
good ice cream right now. It is like super delicious, and like I'm having a little bit, and I haven't eaten much today.
I was just thinking about that. I was thinking about going to IKEA and getting one of those cones. You know,
What flavor?
Oh my god, I got a big old thing of like this chocolate ice cream. It's got so many different chocolates in it. Oh my god,
I just
I
had
haven't
a
really
Pizza
eaten much.
Hero. It was freaking great with sour cream.
yeah, I wanted that fucking
Wait, what?
what do you call it? Soft serve, vanilla soft serve. That's the only kind of ice cream I eat. Vanilla soft serve since I was a kid.
It's good stuff.
It's the greatest kind of ice cream ever made. I don't think it gets better than vanilla soft serve.
It's pretty good. It's
pretty top level. And I've tried other flavors of ice cream and they just don't cut it. I don't know what it is. But yeah.
Are we still talking about ice cream here?
coffee's pretty good though.
No, but see, I was gonna say because I feel like I don't have to eat it, but I certainly am pulled into it, like magnetically, like right, I'm drawn to it.
What's
Yeah,
ice cream?
it's the sugar.
Yeah.
You're addicted to the sugar, bro.
It has
Yeah, but I choose whether I want to eat it or not.
Oh man, I've been
no, please.
No, it's already written
You
in the
definitely
fucking.
don't.
It's
Yeah, I've
written
been
in
fasting.
stone, Truther Cop.
You don't even choose
Yeah.
whether or not you like ice cream.
I've been fasting for like 2 days.
Nice. How's that
I
going?
could dive
Like 2
into a
days
pool of
straight?
ice cream right now. Yeah.
Yeah, Truther Cop is fasting from alcohol right now.
Oh yeah,
Very good.
day 5.
Excellent. Yes.
Ice cream is an amazing experience.
It really is.
Eating
It
ice cream
pushes
on
all
LSD.
the. It pushes everything to the limit.
Yeah, take some LSD and then eat some ice cream.
I don't know if I could.
Well,
The first
your
time I ever
favorite?
took
My
LSD,
favorite-
I tried to eat some ramen. It did not go well.
My favorite's cookies and cream or Oreo cookie ice cream. That's like the bomb.
Well, if you play with the idea for however we ended up here, we're here. So let's make the most of the time here. And if you actually bring your awareness into the senses, whether it's when you're eating, the different textures and the contradictions of flavors, and if you bring your awareness into the senses, you can maximize the joy. And you do that a whole bunch in your day, maximizing your joy, you go to bed feeling pretty good at night. The senses, to escape the world, we've got to overcome the lust and the fleshly desires, and that may include ice cream or whatever. But if we can,
Well, they got gelato. I mean, gelato is not that bad.
It's not that good either.
there's lots of things. I think things in moderation, man. But I was thinking about ice cream recently. I go non-dairy now. So now there's alternatives, non-dairy alternatives for ice cream. And
Dude, I was vegan for years. I ate all of them. Now I'm eating
Have you
regular
ever
ice
had
cream again.
rice stream?
So you
Mhm.
had gelato?
Rice stream's pretty good.
That was like one of the first ones to come out.
Usually vegans go for gelato.
I don't know that one. Mm-mm. It was like
Gelato
fruity.
technically
Gelato,
still
it's
has
kinda-
milk in it, doesn't it?
It's ice cream, but it's not made with milk. It's like it's water based, I guess, or ice based or something.
No, I don't think I really did.
Yeah, it's just regular ice cream, but with lower butterfat.
Yeah.
You can make it at home with like coconut milk and sugar. Pretty good.
And it's whipped less so that it has less air in it.
Yeah. Oh, see, homemade ice cream dip. That's where it's at.
So it gives the illusion of being creamier and denser, but you're missing the fat, which is what actually tastes like creamy and dense when you're eating actual ice cream. So depending on whether you're like
I think there's something else you can
a
add.
taste person or a texture person, that's probably what the preference for gelato comes from.
Dude, vanilla went up like from $30 a pound to like $200 overnight, like a couple years ago. I think it's still like $100 a pound. That was wild. Vanilla's something good to grow. Real American heroes.
You're right, because they have like that artificial vanilla extract, and you have the actual vanilla extract, and man, the difference in price is like freaking astrological. It's
And do you know what?
cosmic.
Do you know what artificial vanilla is? Oh God, I don't want to tell anybody.
It's
I don't want to tell you.
yeah, well, yeah, you got
not
people
vegan.
puking.
Oh man, I might be eating it now. Goodness gracious,
Yeah.
that's a wild one.
Curious.
Yeah, it's like rodent butt
It's
juice
made
or
out
some
of-
shit.
Yes, exactly.
it's
I didn't
made
want to say
out of
it.
It's made out of bark.
Oh, is that
No, well, real vanilla is real. Yeah. Or just
No,
like a bean.
they synthesize the vanillin, I think it's called.
Yeah, you don't want Denizen's the only one does know apparently. So I guess it's a beaver's ass secretion.
But it's not.
It often is. It was for a long time.
I've never heard of such a thing, but I'm familiar with the process of making vanilla extract.
Well, it's like perfume
Yeah.
comes from a skunk. You know what I'm saying?
Or a whale from whale blubber. It's where most
Huh.
perfume comes from. But they use that to make an oil, right? It's not like the whale doesn't pee into the perfume bottle.
Well, right. Because they use whale. Sorry, Jack. What's up? Please.
No, these observations, it's true. Our ancestors and people alive, they figured out how to draw out all sorts of crazy stuff. Right? Oil from whales and
Yeah.
flavorings
Beaver
and
pee.
dyes. Right? How did they come up with this shit?
Well, we used to make clothes and weapons and all kinds of things with animal flesh and skin and whatever.
Industrialization and capitalism, I would say, honestly, is because we had a motive
Uh-oh.
and an opportunity to monetize every single process.
Right. In other words, capitalism literally freaking killed this world.
Well, I mean, there's benefits from it as well. I mean, not all
Well,
chemicals.
not when you're looking at it from a natural standpoint. Like how many extinct animals has there been ever since our industrial fucking evolution?
If you're worried about humans, I would agree. If you're worried about the planet, I'd have to challenge you there. I think the planet's going to be just fine.
My God, but what about all those species that just or the ones that are endangered now? And
They'll
how
get
many
wiped out and replaced, just like they always have been for billions of years.
I think what OTW is pointing at is the destructive influence mankind has had in the natural environment.
On our own environment.
Yes.
My only argument is that it all came from the earth, and the earth will take care of it just fine.
It will. It
They'll
doesn't
turn it back into awesome sauce and make new species out of it, but people might not be around.
I think we can if we change our ways. Right now, I won't blame it specifically on capitalism, but the greed and selfishness of humanity. We've become parasites collectively here on Earth, just consuming and wasting whatever. It's big party time here on Earth. But in the meantime, the animals in the wilderness and the everything in the oceans and the sea, they're choking on our trash. And it's like, what are we doing?
Well, if we join Talcadia now, we might have a chance to save the world. You never know.
I actually
Hold up. We still have some paperwork to straighten out, Jack and I, about this whole situation.
we're not going to let the paperwork hold us back, man. I actually think that we are. Imagine the prophecies, right? That
That's not gonna work.
God has a plan for us, for the kingdom of the world to be united.
Derek, you're echoing.
That's who it is.
Tarek, there's someone backstage anyhow, so I want to. Oh, he was. Yeah, he's back there. Derek.
I could drop. Yeah, I'll drop.
Okay. I didn't know if you're trying to
I
take
gotta
a
go.
walk.
No. I have to go.
Listen,
And
I'll drop.
I'm the one's out of here, guys. Thanks for having me. Truth or Cop,
Thanks,
you're
man.
awesome, dude.
Yep.
Jack,
Thank you, bro.
much respect.
Den is in. Next time, bro. And Machine
Peace.
Lies, hope to work with you soon.
Blessings.
Hey,
Yeah.
if you need me to translate whatever French thing, I'm open to just send me an email, bro.
Yeah, thank you. I'll send it over. Yeah, blessings.
All right, excellent. All right, peace out, guys.
Be well, brother.
Much love to OTW, man.
Lou Bass is back. Oh, he was. Oh, he left. What the hell is this word?
Discotheque. Isn't it
Austin
disco-
Murphy. It's Mr. Murphy. I don't know if you heard my statements earlier. Okay. I hear you. I want to hear an update, bro. For real. Like it's been a while. Like I know why you backed off, and I want if you had a question about the conversation earlier occurring in the chats over at Jack's, and I mean, feel free to ask in the chat. I'll answer it. But I dude, come up if you want. Dude. I invite you up here to tell your story about what's happened since we last seen you. Good to see you.
It's all coming together. Everything is coming together perfectly. It always has and it always will. But I have great hope and faith for our future. Because I think we are. We're those of us here on this panel right now, the folks tuned in the chat, the viewers or listeners, we're gathered together for a reason. We choose the reason, we choose the meaning behind everything. But I tell you what, a world without wars and debts, where men and women cared, truly cared, we're not separated by budgets, every household divided from another. There's better ways for humanity to live, and I think it's going to happen through us. Oh, because I started talking about we. I've heard some of the stories, man. We're a little bit radical. We see things a bit differently than the main 9 to 5, sports fans and such. That's where the new ideas emerge from those on the outskirts. And we're at a time, if we can find a way to unite, share the right ideas with the right people, it's time for the world to change. If we're willing. Which I think we are.
I envy you there, Jack.
Jack, you know
Whoa.
what? Jack, you are such a fucking asshole sometimes. I was in the middle of my story and you
I already watched where I was going, and the messed up part was he reeled me in with it. I'm not letting him finish it. It's his fault. He reeled me in earlier. I was like, "Oh, what's he going to say?" It's real. Lou makes good points sometimes, and that wasn't one of them.
I was in
Well,
agreement with him. So far, he's right. I can be an asshole. I did interrupt him.
I don't think he got to his point yet. He started with the joke, and
Oh my
And then
God.
got cut off there.
So we'll leave it. We're gonna go from here, Lou. God is everywhere.
Like a
What
fart.
did you want to say about?
You guys are such fucking stuck up chicken ass bitches. You wouldn't
Stuck
know
up.
you wouldn't know fucking good content if it bit you on the bottom of the fucking your balls or on the head of your dick.
I mean, there's some truth to that. There has to be.
There
If
could
Okay?
by good content you mean the kind of shit these people on YouTube keep watching.
Like you guys just
Yeah.
talk about the same shit over and over, merry-go-round bullshit.
Is
Like,
that us or you?
you know, it's you guys. Like, come on, like God. Well, how is God not like a fart? He's in all of us, right? It's
Fascinating take, Lou. Thank you for your time.
I actually wanted to hear him out.
Yeah, me too. Oh shit.
Holy cows.
Speaking of
I
looping,
think-
he was looping in his own statements as he spoke. He just kept going back to it.
Well, I was just gonna say, every single form of entertainment I've ever experienced in my life is literally people saying the same exact stuff over and over again. Every TV show, every song, every genre, every YouTube channel, it's all just people doing the same shit over and over again. They even do it at the same time of the day and title it the same often.
Well, I literally searched the title, or the topic of my next stream, and I found one YouTube video. Technological monism. If you search it, there's only one YouTube video that comes up. So it's the most. It's seemingly the most
kinda
obscure
sick.
topic ever discussed.
Unique.
Definitely. Apparently.
And nobody will watch that fucking shit, See, this is what I'm saying.
I know. I'll be
I'm-
losing numbers.
Yeah, like I actually, I come to the internet to talk about this boring shit that people complain in the chat as they sit there the whole time listening to that they don't want to hear. I'm just also aware that nobody watches me or cares what I think.
Well, the other side of that conversation, people got to accept responsibility for their habits of complaining, because you can find a problem with anyone, anything. I think that's what the egos do.
I do, that's for sure.
Well, the downside to I don't know. I was going to go, the downside is sympathy, enabling each other. When we feed each other's bad feelings, that's where we do a disservice. Why did I start down that? I truly love you guys, man. This life is crazy, and it can drive you nuts.
Yes, I suspect this is true. Look Within is like the least popular whatever it is you're doing, the more significant it probably is. I've also found the contrary to be true, that like things that are good that become popular actually get worse. Like popularity is not only a sign that something sucks, but it also can take a good thing and make it suck.
Yeah, like MF Doom.
What's MF Doom?
It's like a rapper. Like it used to be cool to listen to MF Doom, and then everybody started listening to MF Doom, and it was like, oh, is this kind of lame now?
When it comes to name media, I don't know.
We just love to appeal to the lowest common denominator, it seems, as groups. So the more people you take on, the lower that number is going to be, the lower that rung is going to be. Now, there's a ceiling, too, but we don't aspire to the ceiling all the time.
Not yet.
See something more there.
the lowest common denominator, that is true. We have that potential. But I believe that society isn't as brutal as I've imagined some of the past could have been. You know, we're not having gunfights in the in the main street of towns, if that happened or not. But
We have lessened the bluntness of the brutality,
yes,
and dragged the human species kicking and screaming every step of the way, Jack.
it has been. But
To
we
make
are
the little progress we have.
we are raising the, well, as I'm saying this, we're raising the bottom of the masses. As I'm saying that, the idea of war in Israel came back to my mind. But I think we can raise the bottom. And together, if we start educating our children better, we start working together. And I think it's happening. I see a future where when the group comes together, it's like a competition to see who can be the best instead of the worst. I don't know. Maybe that's fairy unicorn fairy tale thinking.
Well, I think,
Go ahead.
well, like you said, you said that we've been dragged kicking and screaming to this progress, right? But I don't think it has progressed. In terms of what has progressed. I mean,
Yeah, it could be
like,
argued that we just changed out.
yeah,
all
we
the
got
names.
shinier. Yeah, we have
Yeah.
shinier stuff. It's more
Yeah.
metal. But I don't know if it's better qualitatively.
I agree. I can get into the weeds though. It's so bad in my country that in some places it would be naive of me to say it's safe for me to go walking out into the town without being shot. But it's not the same thing that I would mean if I said it during the actual Wild Wild West in this country. My town is safer than it was,
Right.
when some dude could literally just come into town drunk and kill anybody he wanted and then just keep riding north.
But
Right.
you could take over a town. You can't do that now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
So, like, you had more freedom, and so it's all just
A little bit. And then at the
like
same time,
one guy could just come in drunk and just take over a town. Like, that's a lot of power.
and in other ways that you and I agree on, we're more enslaved by our own creation, right? So
Mhm.
we've never been less free. I'm okay to discuss it from any perspective. I would just say that most people are resistant to it.
Yes.
And then what I've noticed about Americans, I don't know if this is true everywhere, but something I noticed very recently, even though I've been saturated with it my whole life, is that if anybody has to suffer to achieve something, they are totally against someone else being given that thing for free or without the suffering.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
almost like they don't, like the struggle was for nothing because you had the struggle and now this benefit is available for everyone. But because you had the struggle, your resentment prevents you from sharing it.
It's stupidity, isn't it? It's selfishness, but that's exactly what is true. Selfishness and stupidity has made the world a lot harder than it needs to be. And the idea of slavery, you're right. People don't like to admit when they've been fooled. But I had to recognize that I had been a slave. I'd been an obedient slave to any employer who'd give me a paycheck. He'd tell me what to do, right? So I think we can end wars and wage slavery when we recognize that we're at this point. Well, Those who sin become a slave to sin. The message of truth and wisdom from a long time ago. It's time for, I think it's all coming together. But when we live without sin, we shine the light. We're not sharing the darkness and the bitterness. But we were born into a world that literally profits from insanity and trauma.
The worst kind of trauma too, like the worst things you can imagine, you know?
Yeah. This world is the devil's playground, if we allow it to be. But the other side of that, I do believe we have power in our mind to direct the will. And I believe we do get to choose things. And so I created a practice for myself. Once I realized and truly owned the responsibility of my life, how I feel, what I do, well, things need to get done. So I'm grateful for when I can do things. And then I keep in my mind, really enjoy the hell out of your life. When you're filled with love and joy and peace and you got a purpose, there ain't no time for darkness and foolishness, man.
I do have to enforce my boundaries and control those who I associate with. That was a tough lesson to learn. I have a lot of peace, but the people can be kryptonite.
They
Certain
can.
people.
They can. But be careful with boundaries. They are healthy. We all need to learn our own boundaries, and we need to establish what is and is not good for us. But I see people so focused on their boundaries, they miss out on opportunities. And the boundary is the result of the past.
We've
So-
all been placed on the defensive when we see lies and misinformation. It places us on the defensive.
I think
So-
where the difference is if you create boundaries to live your life, or if you live your life to learn where your boundaries are. That's the difference. And then so the latter would in order for one to do it correctly, you'd have to put yourself in an extreme state of constant vulnerability.
And have the faith that everything still works out. It requires higher faith, I would think. But then are you going to continue to make the same giant mistakes over and over again?
Right.
Clearly, this energy is a bad source over and over and over again. Like, just okay,
I'm a slow
Take your time.
learner, so
right? Me too. Me too.
That's been my problem, my stubbornness. I don't think I'm a slow learner, but I am stubborn to allow my mind to change or to be convinced.
I can get stuck in binary thinking too. So like just because a person brings me joy means they're not the person who brings me misery, or I can have one without the other. This is probably true with experiences, but it has to be even more true with people. People are all over the place. Most of them lack introspection to begin with, so then you're dealing with an even more volatile individual, which is some mockery of the term individual.
Yes. All of that is true. What came to my mind when you were talking about that was my marriage. We were codependent on each other. It wasn't healthy. I had a lot of codependent relationships, and
Mac, you said it yesterday. Speak in reverence. The last chick that I was with beat the shit out of me. She's like, "You need to learn how to speak in reverence."
Well, that goes to what Dennison said, man. People are dynamic and they are wild cards.
Yeah.
They don't always make sense. Matter of fact, many times people will defy logic. I've done it.
Defy themselves, define their own nature, and
Yep.
definitely contradict whatever, rudimentary projection you, meaning me in this case, can, put on them. Like whatever the best construct we can come up with for another individual is, it's mere projection of the self at best. I have a hard time like bringing the good out of certain people. People I know can be joyous and happy, and I've witnessed their joy, personally, sometimes even intimately. But when they're in that mode of just hate and apathy, right? That's really the opposite of love.
Mhm.
I have a hard time encouraging people to flip the switch. If anything, I'd say I push people farther into their apathy.
I remember the first time that we paneled up together. I think it was you, right? That I went at. You and I got into it for a long time.
Me?
I believe so, right?
I don't know.
Where was
Possibly.
this?
I mean, it do seem to piss off a lot of people with the things I say online, and I am snarkish and sometimes deliberate, even if my intention is, not that malicious. But yeah, then I wonder if sometimes it isn't my tone, which I definitely don't have any control over, based upon the way it's perceived.
You don't
Well,
control.
online, it's like so much is going on too. Yeah, Jack. Sorry.
Yeah, you don't control how it's perceived, but I think you present anytime I've seen you, I think you present yourself pretty reasonably and well controlled. But back to what you were saying, you found that you have a hard time being the encouragement. You seem to resonate with them more in their potential hate or apathy. So you're challenged to flip that switch for yourself too, then.
Yeah.
And that.
And I really don't want to.
Oh.
But if I can, it feels better.
Yes. So
but I really don't want to. Yeah.
So why?
Like I want to, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. But you're not willing to allow yourself to accept it.
Well, when someone comes at me with apathy or hate, I go like Super Saiyan, or maybe not even, maybe more like Yoda.
Yeah.
Like
really
you throw all that fucking anger and hatred at me, and then I'm like, I suck it up with my claw and close my fist, and I'm like, much to learn. You still have, right? Like either way, the other person's pissed as hell now, right?
How fascinating. It's not you don't have a lack. It's not like you don't want to help, right? it's you're not meaning to be cruel or anything like that. You're not withholding goodness. But yet you are. From yourself.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm just a mirror.
You are. We are. We're mirrors. Oh, yes. The people we meet, we encounter, they are reflections of us, particularly if we have any sort of relationship. They're reflections of us, and they will be our best teachers, the ones who are closest to us. But that's the key. Realize you're a reflection of them too.
I'm
But-
usually pretty good at finding where I screwed up.
I believe
know?
that.
So when I can't, and I have nothing but blame for the other person, what is that? Is that something level that's out of my reach? Or is there such a thing as someone else just being wrong, being a dick?
Sometimes it's true that people are to blame, but you can assign responsibility without feeling, right? If
Say
you're
that
blaming,
again?
you can assign responsibility. Yes, someone is a complete asshat. There's no communicating with them. They are entirely responsible. But you can assign the responsibility without feeling, just
Yeah.
observationally. Now, if you've got feeling involved in the blame, though, that's where you got to look inside of you and
Yeah.
ask, where can I accept responsibility?
So on the one hand, I can see the fear of loss clearly.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, I can't see it. I can't see what I'm losing, what I could be afraid of. I almost don't even care. Like, say, for example, Truth the Cop says we got into it. I don't have no idea. I can't. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I perceived you came in with some attitude that I'd seen somewhere else or something, and I just came at it just to poke at you.
You probably did.
and I don't even remember it.
Right. Because it wasn't a big deal. You were just being you, and he was being him.
But I will, fuck a motherfucker up in those circumstances, though, Jack. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will attempt to drag you around by the nose and slam you from the ropes, and then not even remember it 15 minutes later.
Huh.
I mean, was that my response, Truth the Cop, or did I just smoke and chuckle at you?
I don't know. Who knows? So back to the other idea, though. If you've got someone where you're blaming, here the goal we each want is to feel peace and to feel good. And sometimes that means, and that includes with others. So sometimes we've got to adapt ourselves, and then sometimes we've got to adapt the others, right? But yeah, I think so. These relationships, though, that's how we learn and grow about what we want and don't want.
I'm suspicious the world may be getting sicker and sicker, and I'm more and more surrounded by evil motherfuckers who should not be adapted to. And I'm running out of free space to have joy and peace. Because
Right.
fucking,
I
I
get
can't
that.
move far enough out into the fucking woods anymore, Jack.
That's where you got to join me, brother. We'll just change the world so it's better for everyone, everywhere.
I mean, I think we will. I just think it's going to take 500 years.
We
You're
don't
trying to
have
get it done before your next birthday.
Dude, I got 3 weeks left on the housing, and I'm figuring, shit, why not? If I can find a way to change the world in 3 weeks, I'll get people to help save the house. So it gives me a deadline. I work good under pressure sometimes. Sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, not 500 years. I'm thinking about right now because it is all there. Donald Trump is such a radical and such a wild card. If I could have his attention and paint the picture for him of what he could do, what he could accomplish, he knows the right people to get it done.
It is true that at any moment, miracles can happen.
That's what I've been learning to trust in. Faith.
We just don't do that shit though, Jack. That's not how we operate. We don't do miracles. We do the least we can to get by, and then some terrible catastrophe pushes us to the brink of our very existence, and we do just enough cooperation so that we can survive that catastrophe, and then we go right back to each other's throats again with a slightly more cooperative temperament than the last time, and that's been like I said, kicking and screaming. We drag ourselves into the future, but we won't survive unless we do away with
Jack
war.
Talcott would put this: "You get to, Denizen. You get to drag yourself into the future."
Yeah. And here, this kind of tells the story about me too. My own testimony. After I quit drinking and I started looking at things differently, I realized I beat the shit out of myself, but I beat myself into a pretty good guy. And if I actually, and then once I made the choice to become better, things started aligning and they started getting better. And so this is what I think. I mean, the conversation I want to have with the leadership, the administration in Washington, D.C., is these systems have broken humanity. The systems of oppression and deception, manipulation. Everyone's walking around wounded warriors from fucked up childhoods. No one knows how to bring the healing. But we can.
Speaking of wounded warriors from fucked up childhoods, Lou Bass has been sitting in the back for 30 fucking minutes. He's desperate to get on. Lou Bass, it better be important.
He's so lovable and persistent.
Oh, fuck. I'm still here? Truth or Cup, I'm going to fuck your mother.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my God.
Wow.
My goodness. What a mouth on the boy.
Has he met her?
I was gonna say, is she hot?
Well, she was in the chat earlier, allegedly, over at Jack's.
Oh, that's right. Truth or Cop's mom showed up in the chat. This adventure, man, the characters, you couldn't imagine this shit, man.
And that being said, you do know that the person behind that is a man, right? Just want you guys to know that. So whoever just said that about my mom and that they tied that together, that is a man you're talking about, Lou. That's not my actual mother. It's not her.
He was going to expound on the fart theory.
Oh, that's right. How God is like.
I was waiting for that. Yeah, I was waiting for that conclusion. I feel a lack of closure.
Yeah, I'm sure that type of level of intelligent discussion will be over on Snafus later tonight.
There you go. So what direction are we going?
I'm going to drop the link for Nubs and whoever else wants to join. But I'm not going to be on here too much longer.
I think things are going to get worse before they get better.
But time
like
so.
Let's say you're right, and the time is nigh.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be one hell of a shit show to get everybody together. just think of the current circumstances. So
It's already a shit show.
yeah, but it's gonna have to get significantly worse. Like, you saw Zelensky at the White House, right? Yeah, you were on that panel. We watched it together.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was anyone who should be in the very essence of humility, of love, of compassion, to where you can't really feel anything else except maybe hatred towards your enemy. It would be that guy, but he couldn't even get along with his allies. His ego was too much in the way.
Which
And
one?
I mean, it's true for all three of them, honestly. But I'd say Vance is the one who actually derailed the conversation. Trump is the one who shut it down because Zelensky threatened the United States. But Zelensky, of all people, you would think would have some kind of relationship with desperation, humility.
Right.
I know that if my country were torn to pieces and all my young people were dead and I had no money and I was going out to the world begging with an open fist, humility would be somewhere in that equation.
Well,
I would definitely agree.
yes and no. I mean, because it's not like Zelensky's there begging. The idea was the U.S. was taking over the resources of his nation. So,
in payment
no.
to make a deal
Well,
with
wait,
his
wait,
much
wait, wait.
stronger enemy.
Isn't it the best thing to give up everything that you have and walk the walk then?
Yeah, like at a certain point, how do you serve your people? If you're sending every last one of them to die for an idea.
Well, let me ask you this. Would a true leader not be on the front lines doing for his people?
Yeah, obviously. See, there's a truth, another layer of truth that we don't even operate that way in human society.
I disagree.
Like,
I think that some have the opportunity and taken the opportunity and some have not. And it shows based off of their actions and their humility and their boldness, because there's a difference between boldness and being straight up rude. Correcting the record is one thing. Being straight up rude is another, and I dabble in both.
wouldn't it just be intent at that point?
I would say if you're in a tent, you're going to stay there. You pitched it.
Yeah, see, I agree with this statement that Zelensky doesn't want the war to end.
Well,
I don't think
Zelensky is just like all of us. Zelensky is an expression of the human population on a metaphoric level. Like we all do that. We all do that, and we storm out of the places that we should actually be staying in, and we stay in the places that we should not be staying in.
Well, give me an example of a place we should be staying in.
A place that we should be staying in would be truth.
I thought you were meaning like occupying with the military force.
No. I'm talking about a metaphoric. As far as us staying in my opinion is very non-important in this scenario. However, I will give my opinion that we should just bring our troops home per se, and I say we as in the loosest way possible. They're not my troops, but if we're out in a place that we're not supposed to be, meaning anywhere but home, out there being Captain Save-A-Ho at the cost of the American tax slave, how do you end legal wars and secrets? Stop fucking commerce. Stop the machine. It's not going to happen in the grand scheme because you need the machine in order for society, because they're one and the same. If you want to stop wars, you go into the middle of nowhere and be at peace, and then bring yourself back to where the war is and still remain in peace.
I would agree with you that right now the current system depends on violence,
Slavery,
greed,
genocide.
war,
Yeah.
insanity. I
Yes,
just
that's
don't
the
think that it
current.
has to be that way.
And then, so what other place do we have to change it but within ourselves? Because I can't change you, Dennison. There's not a damn thing that
Right.
I'm going to say that is going to change you.
Right, yeah, it would take a cultural evolution, which I think is going to take
It,
quite some time.
it would take an individual revolution, which creates a cultural revolution. It's one
Right.
and the same. Because if we're not disciplined, then we lack in self-love. And what is true discipline but getting up in the morning, brushing your teeth, and making your bed just to
If you're
start the day?
if you're saying one at a time, then yes, I would agree. That means it's
Yeah.
going to take even longer.
It takes as long as it takes. That's why the world never ends. It only ends for you, and it only ends for me.
Well, I think human beings will end if we don't stop wars and separate labor from currency. I don't think this
And then one
current
will
model
survive.
is sustainable.
But the thing is one will survive, and two will survive, and then two will make two, and four, like it all starts over. It is the machine.
Potentially, yeah.
I mean, that's why we know about great cataclysms, is because somebody fucking survived.
You know what a great cataclysm is?
Some
Eating
fucked up
too much
shit.
pork. Eating too much pork. I think
Eating pork.
eating
You could have
pork at
stopped
all.
there.
Yep.
Yes.
No.
I don't want
And
to
I know
mention any names.
Lou's gonna tell me that I'm the
I need my
devil and everything like
carnitas
that, but
and
not
bacon.
pork. Nah. I need to find
No.
out a way to make bacon out of beef.
Mm.
Call it beefing.
Beefing.
They already
We're
have that.
gonna
It's
be
called
beefing over
ribs.
that idea.
It's called ribs. That is the same cut, isn't it?
Yeah, you go for the belly.
Yeah. And then
And
you
then you just slice it
I
thinner.
like that. There you go. I like that. I'm gonna In fact, I'm gonna call that cow that I know I'm gonna work on it with, that one's gonna be named Bacon. Or Beefin, rather.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get it at the local grocery store, but a butcher would
No,
definitely have it.
I'd have to grow it myself. I'd have to put my time, energy, and attention into it to get the quality product out.
You could
Just
make
like
a
anything
cow,
else.
sure. But a butcher would have it, I would think. Beef bacon? Just beef
I
belly.
bet you I could give it a try, and because something worth trying is good food and good drink, good entertainment. Everything else, like I've said so many times, we should be doing.
It's not going to have the fat that bacon has, though, right? So that's the thing.
Well,
The part
that's
about
where
bacon that you really like is the fat and the salt.
that's where you would add that in. You would probably use I bet you Lou would have a recipe on this. Of all people, he is definitely the carnivore that would know.
To add fat, I think you probably want to add brisket.
You might be able to get away with using particular cows like the what's that? Wagyu. I get Wagyu
Yeah,
beef jerky because of the
you could
fat
grow a
content.
cow. Yeah, you could grow a cow to be more fat overall and then get some better beef bacon.
Right. And that's why I'm saying, like, if you grow it yourself, just like with life, if you grow your own life, then you can't put the responsibility onto anybody else. And when you fail, you get back up, because there is no fucking hero except for you.
So we all happen not to eat pork, and we can talk like this. Is this the problem? Is this the
I
epidemic?
eat pork.
Oh, you
love
still
pork.
eat it? At least you consider not eating it. That once, dude.
Carnitas.
Dude, when I freaking dude, I was working on a construction site, and this guy I was working with, dude, he went into a trance when he thought about bacon. I'd just become vegan. I was so happy I didn't eat pork. And he just went, bacon, for like 5 minutes straight. He wasn't even trolling me. He was just lost.
Like a Homer Simpson.
Dude,
What's
it was
that,
wild.
Jack? Jack's mic is real low. I didn't hear him.
Sounds like he was leaning back a bit. You're relaxing too much, Jack. You're on the job.
I was just mumbling.
His mic is turned way down.
Let me see. I don't know how
Either
to do
that or
it.
he hit the bong too hard.
Could be.
Shit
Yeah, I turned it up.
happens, Jack. Shit happens.
Oh.
What's this?
Something.
Dude, because I
Jack,
actually
are you-
ate it the other day. The freaking I had it because I was getting a barbecue chicken pizza and I was like, I thought it was just barbecue chicken. And then there's bacon on it. I ate it. Dude, I felt so bad afterwards. It was amazing. I was like, thank God I don't eat this shit. Oh my God.
Have
I
you
felt
ever
so-
had a barbecue chicken pizza with pineapple and jalapenos?
No. With the jalapenos,
Give
it
it a
actually
whirl.
sounds good.
I do get
Give it
sick
a
if
whirl.
I eat that stuff from, like if I order a pizza, then bacon and pepperoni and things like that make me sick.
It's the
But,
combination, most likely, of the glutamine and the meat, because protein and bread don't
I think
really
it's because it's not
make the
food.
stomach.
They
Right,
put
that
a
too.
bunch of bullshit in it so that it can last. It can be shipped around the world for 14 days without going bad. Like if I make my own bread
Yeah.
and sausages or I buy it, organic with whole ingredients, I find it doesn't make me sick.
Dennison, I've got a challenge for you if you would take it, sir. It's going to take a lot of time, energy, and attention, though, I will warn you.
Well, how much are you gonna pay me?
Nothing. You're going to get the reward yourself. My challenge to you, should you accept it, is for the next 3 days, make everything from scratch that you eat. As close to scratch. I mean, if you don't have chickens to kill, find some good quality product and use that. But use it from the beginning to the end type process. I challenge you to do that. You'll enjoy your food a lot more. Most likely. I can't speak for you. I do.
I try to make as much of my diet as possible, whole foods, and I'm also try to move towards becoming the origin of my food as well as much as I can.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely one move that we can all make. I mean, as this non-munity, as it has been called, that is one move that we can all make, whether you're on the left side of this movement or the right side. It doesn't matter where the fuck you're at. If you're not in the garden, you're selling yourself short.
You
That's
just
some
can't
fancy
trust
shit
anything
back.
anymore.
That's some fancy shit, dude.
That's where it's at, Bex. That's one thing I'm absolutely going to be building is a wood fire stove for that purpose. Because you can't make good pizza at home without the good quality ingredients. And, if there's fucking clay on the ground, a wood fire stove is not that difficult. Or clay in the ground.
Jack dropped out. Have a good night, man. I don't know if you're trying to leave or what. So we're trying to get out
Did he
here.
drop out, or did he drop out after hitting the bong one too many times?
He's trying to
like the
fix
rest
his
of
mic.
us?
Oh, you're reading the back chat? So I'm not keeping up. Oh, okay.
And here I am making my assumptions. Boy,
Exactly,
that damn
dude.
Nubs. That
I
damn
know.
nubs.
See, we gotta
Here
do
I
better.
am
at it,
thinking
Nub.
he's a great time, and here he is at work. My Jesus criminy.
We practice discipline. Right.
You can have the potential to change others, and you can serve as a leader. But I've found it remarkable just how stubborn people can be, and just how much they are resistant to change, even if you set the example.
See, I think by attempting to set an example instead of being the example, I think these are two different things, and they are almost contradictory to one another. One you're attempting to do, and one you're just doing. Like for instance, I do a lot of fucking research on words, etc., because I like to know what they are and what they mean. And if you look at the word discipline, it's from the Latin, and it literally was pronounced disciple, which is a pupil or a student, meaning there is a higher master in this equation. And and by the time it gets to the Old English, it's a mortification by scouring oneself, literally to put to death or clean off. And if you look at the prefix dis, it's also from Latin, and it literally means apart or away from or something outside of. So the prefix of the word means something outside of yourself, and then you go on with the word, if that makes any sense.
Well, I don't think it's a prefix in that example.
I do. Because if you're a pupil, that means that there's a master above you. And and I'm looking at the oldest form, which would be the disciple. And therefore it would be outside of you, teaching you better. So your experience in the world causes you to have personal self-love and discipline, or the discipline. And then in turn, confidence, discipline, and self-love, those three are like interchangeable, because it's a true confidence as opposed to an ego-driven whatever the fuck that is. And we all do it. Absolutely. I'm not speaking outside. In fact, if anything, I'm speaking from within.
Oh, TMO, you mentioned Sage Francis. Who was this earlier? Earlier in the chat, I pulled it up. I also want to watch a little bit of this too.
Yeah, that's why I came up here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry about
that thing from last
taking
night?
so long to get that.
In the proper position.
Let's go. What is this?
TMO,
So
is
St.
that-
Francis is he's a singer? I had to look him up.
Well, I just thought you were calling me by your title. I've premiered music here every Sunday, almost every Sunday.
Maybe subliminally I picked it up.
Yeah, let me pull this up.
Yeah, sounds good. I'd love to hear some music right now. I'm like,
subliminally, or was it disciplined? That self-channel love. I
don't know,
Yeah, in my opinion, this is very beautiful. In my opinion, and, the beat and the lyrics. But yeah, we'll let the audience judge. But that's my opinion.
I'm gonna go talk to my peeps in the chat. I'll catch you guys later.
Record. Well, bro. Thanks for jumping
By
up.
the time the flags rotted off of their antennas, they were questioning who the real threat is. Big brotherly love is the 21st century's plague. No matter how bloody the glove, question evidence displayed. Don't forget what 2 + 2 equals. Don't let them upgrade your math, no matter what they have as proof of evil. Remember when they went after the Jewish people? You don't recognize the same black mask as see-through? Attack of the eagle. If they don't fall dead before they reach me, I'll be damned if I don't shoot one in his bald head. Fuck what we're force-fed. All I ever wanted was a warm bed and house of it wasn't haunted. I'd rather die for a cause than to die just because we exhausted natural resources, forced into war, restoring wasteful ways, keeping other countries poor. Monkey see, monkey do. I wonder what that fucking monkey saw. Keep rethinking, still frames in your mind. I guarantee they will change with time. Your outline is pixelated, poor resolution. While downtime is simply wasted, you were born execution style. Head first in a trial, I'll second the motion till the jury's bored to death and puts your neck in an ocean. Situation volatile. The naked problem is trying to find the right clown costume to make his father smile. So he bombs while he tries to tell jokes. Ain't a false alarm, can't you smell the smoke? You're in the line of fire where they buy and sell votes. Her sense of liberty doesn't ring true, stupid. That's why the bell broke. Trenchcoat mafiosos propel rocks at recruitment officers and rebel against cops till they hurtle infinite circles in small cell blocks. Turtle upon turtle till they're all shell-shocked. This so-called president got elected in a courtroom with war efforts and pops. Inherited a fortune, we talk, so the veterans of war assume the revolution stopped. Hey Bobby, the masters are back. They're back. And they're up to no good, just like the old days. They play dead when you stood over their graves. Bobby. They play dead when you stood over their graves. Don't you know? Hey Bobby, them bastards are back. They're back. And it's our turn to stand over their graves. Don't you know? I'ma do it right this time, right this time. I'ma wait until their skin decays. You can't roam a lost land as a last existing dinosaur. There's no escaping ass kickings in these times of war. Replacing apples with hospitals where doctors are hostile. Killing 2 pterodactyls with 1 fossil. I got you. If they don't fall dead before they reach me, I'll be damned if I don't shoot one in his bald head. Fuck what we're force fed. All I ever wanted was a warm bed and house that wasn't haunted. You can thumb through novels to have your fingerprints match descriptions of thinking criminals committing innocent acts of compassion. Tired civilians crawling with pistols. We fire $1 million warning missiles. Force the issues in the back of your head where eyes roll. Brainwash yourself out of that mind control. Or act a fool like you're told, but we won't see no justice till that bitch removes a blindfold. This ain't a love it or leave it, it's a change it or lose it. I won't sing the anthem of a nation who never faces the music. Chasing an elusive caveman in spaceships that makes trips to the futures at a name brand. Faking progress, but we ain't advanced enough to change the posture of our ape stance. They got the key to the city, still they prefer the break-in entry, ducking weed. I'm shedding light inside the shadow box to make it empty. Bobby, the masters are back. They're back. And they're up to no good, just like the old days. They play dead when you stood over their graves. Bobby. They play dead when you stood over their graves. Don't you know? Hey Bobby, them bastards are back. They're back. And it's our turn to stand over their graves. Don't you know? I'ma do it right this time, right this time. I'ma wait until their skin decays. Attack of the eagles. If they don't fall dead before they reach me, I'll be damned if I don't shoot one in his bald head. Fuck what we're force fed. All I ever wanted was a warm bed. There's nothing scarier than the human stories I tell. Ghosts chilling accounts with my tongue frozen to bedposts. The catharsis is of carcasses whenever threats are close. Shows a heartlessness that doesn't register in stethoscopes. Sell your hopes for a homeland security chart till your sense of self are broken. No man's pure in the heart. Preventive detention for the folks who never left home. Tensions have grown 24/7 red zone. Scare tactics got you under control. The fear factor of a color code. The uppers know they can't hold you down without having ankles attached. It's all the same. Nah, balls and chains and ankles don't match. So drag your torso back to the off-road. We may have lost a fashion battle, but we ain't lost the wardrobe. Go window shopping for your next 3 meals. Cause when we start the revolution, all you probably do is steal. Hey Bobby, the masters are back. They're back. And they're up to no good, just like the old days. They play dead when you stood over their graves. Bobby. They play dead when you stood over their graves. Don't you know? Hey Bobby, the bastards are back. They're back. And it's our turn to stand over their graves. Don't you know? I'ma do it right this time. Cause I'ma wait, 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 I'ma wait.
Nice.
Yeah, bro. Man. Yeah, dude, that was awesome. A lot in there. Unpack.
Records.
Mm-hmm. Goodness. Everything's recorded.
DJ Caliphate.
What do you think
DJ
about Sharia
Caliphate.
law?
It's based.
God. I'm not getting into it here. Enough said. I'm not even beginning to dabble in this.
You know, the older I get, the less freedom I even really want. Honestly, like when I think about it, like what would the caliphate take away from me? Like I don't really drink. I don't smoke. I don't gamble. I don't like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could just smoke weed and take mushrooms back then. There's no rulings on it.
Oh yeah, is weed frowned upon in Sharia?
There's not really that. There's not really rulings on it. So unless you're like a Wahhabi, you know, because until the British came around in India, it wasn't really banned. So
Well, I'm sure what it was and what it became in the image of people is different too.
Guess maybe if you're a chick, you're kind of fucked, but I'm a dude, so that's not my problem.
they got the you know, the Agori. You know what I mean? They openly smoke
Listen, oh my gosh, this is
cannabis. They actually have
cannabis and mushrooms. Yeah.
ritual cannabis smokers in India.
Oh my goodness. Listen, we're gonna have to have this discussion elsewhere, man. It's too much. Oh my gosh. There's
Yeah,
so
they
much.
actually,
Mm.
they actually eat dead bodies.
Oh
And
my
they
God.
actually eat shit and drink piss.
Oh my God.
Real talk. They're called the Agori.
We can do better. We can do better.
Yeah,
I've
they can
heard about
definitely do
that.
better.
You know what I'm
Like-
thinking though? That is, if Sharia took power, it wouldn't stop at just the things that I already disagree with, and that
Well,
it
think about it.
claims-
You know, like Muslims ruled in India, but they're still Agori eating flesh and smoking cannabis. So, so it's pretty free.
Yeah, but
So,
I'm thinking if there were a global caliphate, then
oh, well,
you
that's
know
different. Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
we'd find out about a whole new level of Sharia that we ain't seen yet.
Well, global is another thing. I think that's only possible with technology. And I think technology, I think it's essential with technology that you have techno liberalism. I think it's one system.
In relation to technology, I'd be interested to hear that. Jack, yes.
I missed what you said.
Oh, it's fine. I was talking about, well, I want to hear that, like, explain with technology and their perspectives on that. It would be interesting.
I wanted to feed back. It is one system. When mankind stops fighting each other for power and domination, we can recognize that Earth, all of it, is one system of life. We got to figure out better ways to get along with each other.
Will there come a point when billionaires and trillionaires no longer create other billionaires and trillionaires? That it won't be a self-perpetuating. It almost seems to be genetic. If not, familial in that,
Yeah.
like you pass it down through DNA, or just because you live, like someone raises you and you live so close with them that they formulate who you become.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reminded of that scene with Daniel Day-Lewis in what's the name of the movie? There Will Be Blood, and he says, "I have a competition in me." Like he has a moment of self-awareness that he's the robber baron. You know, that there's something different about him, and that he hates other people and he hates to see them succeed, and that no matter how much he accumulates, it's never going to be enough to fill the hole. Those people run the world, and they're almost destined to do so because we're sitting around, trying to cooperate and be generous, and they're just stepping on all of us and scooping up what they can.
Theoretically. I mean, in one way, you could look at it like that. But the system's more dynamic.
That's how it's been.
Well, who's at the top?
I think that's all changing so quickly right now. It's kind of irrelevant.
Really, you see a natural, organic, peaceful revolution of the hierarchy of man?
With me,
What-
yeah.
With Jack Talcott, of course, and many others on board, of course. But ask the question again.
Yeah, essentially, you agree with Jack?
About which point, though?
Peace
Well,
on earth.
that's gonna happen soon. That you can see it happening already.
Oh, no, I'm not saying peace. With Jack,
Well-
sure, possibly. He's got a vision I don't necessarily have. But what I'm saying is that the power structure is shifting so dynamically right now. Yeah, you might guesstimate who will be at the top. But in the middle, like, and everywhere else, it's kind of just like going to be very shifty, and there's a lot of opportunity where there's things getting taken apart.
Well, that earlier question, are we going to see a future where billionaires are not creating more billionaires? I think we do see that. It's time. It's time to confront the delusions, the separations of wealth and authority. The only thing that gives them power is legal secrets. Because the generational wealth, I trust it's based on what those children are taught. They're taught ideas and best practices for success, I would assume.
This is where I go full like Paul and Slade. It's like the process of legal, it's like to make it law rather than just to train people or show people how to see through lies rather than make it illegal. Right? Because it's like one thing to how are you going to do this? You can like force people. You're going to have the thought police going around, Jack.
No,
Most
what I'm
people can't do it, though.
what I suggest is there's been many citizens, many organizations watching different parts of the government. And if secrets are no longer legal, we can have some of the whistleblowers within the system speak up. We as people.
Okay. Yes. Absolutely.
Right? The idea, I've really been considering the idea of, is it possible that through the collective free will ideas of mankind, that's when this day will happen, the day of judgment? I think we should be seeking disclosure, because when the truth is known, then there will be a day of judgment.
Now, I told Jack this before. It's kind of like, so like this is like TML. I was asking TML forever what accelerationism is.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It is accelerationism to something, isn't it? So what is this? What's the difference? Is there a difference? TML, like, I'm wondering this.
The collapse of the weakest point of this current system, and then the adaptation necessary to move beyond it and survive. Or the end of humanity as a race, and
Well,
the replacement with a new species.
well, essentially, accelerationism starts with different ideas, but essentially it's an idea in postmodernism, right, that talks about the end of capitalism, right? So the main thing that brings about the end of capitalism is its relationship with technology, right? And that's what accelerationism is essentially about, right?
In some way, I don't know. Truther's been calling me an accelerationist, but there's no joke. If there's a way I can play a leading role in the return of Christ here on earth, that's what my prayer truly is.
Do you believe that includes getting all the Jews back into Israel?
It means helping the peoples involved discuss and figure out what is the best, because what's happening right now, and there's so much trauma being created. It's going to take a long, I don't know how the healing will happen, but I don't know what the solution is for everything. I just know that it's time for the truth to guide us, not these damn authorities or billionaires. Corporations and media are actually have created what we're doing, right? It's crazy.
Well, I think they've reached peak obesity.
Yes.
So we are at a turning point. There's going to be a long period of pre-diabetes and death by sugar and necrosis that has to occur, though, Jack. That's all I'm saying.
There is some loss, inevitable loss. It's part of life. That's true. But we're at a time with the advancements in AI and in technology in general, we're at a time where if we learn to work together and we stop fighting each other, we could be the generation that starts making breakthrough after breakthrough, curing diseases, right? Not just this generational industry of profits, right? Hiding the treatments and just creating the illusions of solutions. We're at a time, all time.
I agree with that. But that if is going to take a while, in my opinion. That's where we disagree.
Endeavor to persevere. It's getting kind of late, but if you ever want to come up and panel again, let me know. Feel free.
Life happens quicker than we think. And the human mind, it finds reasons and steps and plans, but the spirit, true essence of God, is miraculous. Many miracles are spontaneous. And I've wondered, what if? What if we are the spear that's rising? That's what I want to be. I want to be part of this spear that's rising to confront the beasts of rule, to set the people free from their misery, their despair.
So, just out of curiosity, do you think what happened with Zelensky and the president was a positive thing overall for the world to see it?
It revealed what we're dealing with. And what I see is inflated egos. And inflated egos do not always think clearly. Donald Trump is, well, he's got some good ideas, but he could do better with his advisors. How about that? There's room for improvement. And I'd love to be a voice that he hears, right? Because I don't think he understands how criminal the banking system actually is.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think he would agree with you on that one. He hates the bankers.
Okay, well, perfect. I've learned of ideas, solutions that other people.
No, I know you have valuable insight for sure. It brings them, yeah.
Well,
I think you're already. You can skip to the next step when it comes to that one, and Trump.
What's up, Star Fox?
I don't even think he's the one who derailed the conversation. I think it was Vance, like you said. He does not surround himself with the right people at all. Yeah. And that did not bring out the best in Zelensky. Nope. And then I don't know how, if you're the president and the TV is on, I don't know how you can let someone from another country threaten your country and not respond to it. You know, there was kind of he was put in a little bit of a box there as to the number of responses he could give.
It was a heated moment, and in my opinion, it was Vance, vice president. He led the drama.
Yeah. 100%.
But this is what's dangerous. You got two strong egos, Trump and Vance. They can build on each other, and that's what they did. That's what egos do. Oh my God, I didn't hear what Zelensky said. I haven't seen all the details. I only saw little bits of the clip.
Well, he just kept making it about how his country was losing and he wasn't getting what he wanted. And then he said, essentially what he said was, you guys can talk like this now, but eventually America's going to feel the pain that my country's felt, essentially threatening them with Russian invasion. And then when Trump tried to shut that down, he kept trying to talk over him. And that's not going to work with Trump. He's just going to get louder.
Right.
And like I was saying before, regardless of who you think is right or wrong, I'm Zelensky. I'm going to try to have my maximum humility dial turned up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put my humility to 11.
When you explained it like that, I understood what Vance was saying better too. This who knows what's going on. Sincere. They're literally, Trump is a reality TV star and Zelensky was an actor.
Oh, pretty much the same thing.
Right.
He played the president in a movie.
Right. It's like this shit, all the signs are there. Politics is theatrics. And the theatrics is creating this hierarchy in the corporate and the wealth structure. It's a bunch of nonsense. It's people. This is why I think Donald Trump, I don't know who's going to receive what, man, but it's time for a voice of reason to rise up. And that's what I'm hoping can accomplish with us, with me. Because peace can be found when people stop fighting, and especially with some mediation, some help communicating. We can communicate, we can understand each other, and when we can understand each other, we can find agreements, right?
I know I don't know math well. I took all the courses in high school because I hated math so much. I took them all so I wouldn't have to take them in college. It was like a path. So I got them all out of the way, and then I never went to college. I hated it.
I was gifted in math. It came very easy for me.
The theory of special relativity.
Yeah, that's what he's pointing
Star
out.
Fox is talking about.
Einstein also pointed out that reality is just a persistent illusion. And he's right. Everything is relative. And what is real may not be real for long.
This panel's probably not going to be real for long. Why? My God, gotta get out of here.
That's actually what I was feeling. I've enjoyed the conversations tonight. Thank you for hosting, Truther.
Thanks for joining.
I hope everyone who tuned in hit the like and blessings to you. Have a good night. Thank
Blessings, brother. And tune into Jack Talcott's tomorrow, 5 typically, unless he changes his mind. Speaking of which, you just changed your hours, TMO.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but yeah, you guys could look at the community post. But yeah, blessings, Truther. Thank you for having me again. And I
Blessings,
came up
brother.
to
Thank
play
you.
Sage Francis. Yep. Thank you.
Dude, I appreciate that. I'm gonna have to look into it and download that and stuff. Listen to
Yeah,
it.
have a blessed day. Yeah, have a blessed day. Yeah. Yeah, I forget what the song is called. Oh yeah, it's called Hey Bobby by Sage
Bob.
Francis. Yeah. But that's not the OG version. That's remix. But yeah, I could send you the one I made. But yeah, blessings. Right.
That would be
See you guys
awesome.
later.
You will.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, peace.
All right. And Denizen, can you let the past go and can we just like get over the fight that we had that you don't remember? Can we just let it go,
Yeah,
dude?
sure.
Cool. Thanks.
So, thanks for providing the platform for actual conversation. That was fun.
It's a work in progress.
I don't even know how I got here. I think Jack dumped me here. But let me sub. So
Oh yeah, be sure to
next time I
subscribe.
go live.
Yeah, it's just
Are
been
you a
Sundays.
cop?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say because that would call all my beliefs into question if I found out you were a police officer. TML, thanks
No.
as always. It's always a pleasure to listen to you and to converse. I'm looking forward to the next time I can be on his panel as well. Next week I should be done with a lot of. I've been doing a lot of housework last few months, and I haven't been able to stream. But next week should be more
Sounds good, dude.
opportunistic.
Yeah. Yeah, the weather's about to clear. Pierce Spring's coming. I can't wait to get outside. My goodness. Thanks for jumping on, dude. And
Cool,
yeah,
peace.
dude. I hope see. I'll probably see you over TML's before I see you over here. So be well.
Well.
All right. What did this say? Yeah, the numbers stand out to me lately. Oh, 22, yeah, 33. See, it's like it's true, dude. I found. I'm not even gonna tell you my code. It's pretty obvious. I don't hide much, you know. I need to build the lure sometimes. Build the lure. The lure. Namaste the fuck away. Starfucks, great to see you, bro. Thank you. And dude, hope to see you over Talcott soon. And they're working me in the background about getting you on other places. I'm working on it. People are like, dude, who's Star Fox? We got to find out. People are jumping on it. You're loving the energy there, dude. This and that. I've never really seen you in here, so I've just kind of ignored you for the most part. I'm like, I don't want to make any judgments. Oh, dude. Okay? Again, I've said this before. Ezra Cohen, my first channel, Golden Renaissance Productions, because I was covering the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, shared my link because X22 Report shared it on Telegram. And that was like 5 years ago. I got to make sure, they enjoy the show. Shoot, I ain't worried about that. They're like, what are these people up to? If I'm going to look, it better be awesome. All right, fine. It's going to be fucking amazing, dude. Let's go. Help me make it amazing, but staying out of the way, please. We're just trying to make Talcadia over here, okay? Please. Right. My gosh. Uh-oh. Okay. You're so forward, dude. Oh my goodness, I got a lot of work to do out here. A lot of things moving out here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah. Yeah, dude. See, it's like, how do you even know what's real? It's just some character on a fucking stage that we know of, and we know they lie, and we know they can lie. It's like, so at a certain level, I just like, it's like, what if they aren't telling the truth on any level and they're just making this whole performance for real? And then I'm like, well, what should I actually concern myself with? And then what's the difference between that and that? Oh, there isn't one. Oh, okay. You know, unless it like, whatever, you know, involves my interest or something and my heart's compelled to go. I don't know. God only knows what people's hearts are pulling them to with all that iron they got floating around. Flying through space and time. What do I do here? Ooh, yes. Thank God. And yes, dude, I've seen it. Dude, all praise to the Most High God. Thank you. Like for this is. Time, you're welcome here, but like, dude, you still don't know who Lewinsky Blowbang is. For one, it's just embarrassing to even be around you. It's just like such old lore. I can't believe. Like, I want to see you do better. I mean, you're like flexing on me all the time. It really ultimately comes down to this one point that I wrote over here. Oh, putting the feet on the couch, bro. Those times are up, dog. You come back here, you're gonna show some respect. Okay? You're gonna talk. You're gonna have a real conversation. Okay? We're not gonna be putting feet up on couches. We're not gonna be disrespecting one another. Okay? I respect you when I go over to your house. Okay? Demonstrate a good behavior. But you like talking all that shit on the side, dude. I don't know what it is. You're going at Talcott, dude. You're totally missing the target, bro. You're totally missing the target. Man, I just want to see better out here. Okay? That's all I'm saying. And speaking of better, I just like this is so fascinating to me. And I was talking about space and time a moment ago. I like my space and time. And thank you, Tommy, for pressing the world view there. Because this shit is so like I've disregarded like Jack Johnson.
Oumuamua is gone.
I've disregarded so much. I used to be so into space, like what space, dude? My imagination was like soaring. Whoa, infinite space. That's crazy. And flat Earth comes along. Is your flat or not? There's no infinite space. It's just water. We're in a dome. You're in a fucking fishbowl, buddy. My God. And then there's this amazing, like they're just making all this up. So like it's like, okay, at least there's scientific evidence of this. There's some sort of equipment measuring these claims, right? Allegedly. Let's watch a little bit of this. Oumuamua. So this thing flew by. Remember this thing? I bet you don't. This shit was awesome. If you believe in anything, like at all space, whatever. Why would they say this though? Like, why would they make this story up if it's not true? Like, what's really happening there?
Now, it is past Neptune's orbit and is far enough out that no telescope can study it ever again. Its origins and nature remain a mystery that still stokes hot debate in the academic community to this day. Was it a fragment of a broken planet, flung our way from a distant star? Was it a piece of alien technology, either accidentally or deliberately sent to our solar system by enigmatic intelligence? Surprisingly, or perhaps unsurprisingly, there are still academics who put forward both theories as plausible. Oumuamua's anomalous nature makes it difficult to classify as either a comet, an asteroid, or something artificial. But it might be important to reach such a classification, as 6 new objects have been detected in our solar system that share Oumuamua's most bewildering trait, its ability to accelerate, with no clear explanation for where such acceleration is coming from. I'm Alex McColgan, and you're watching Astrum. And today we will be exploring Oumuamua and these 6 new fittingly named dark comets, and exploring the theories that have arisen.
Anyhow, this thing like speeds up like some sort of technology, right? Around the sun, like it speeds up. And so like, and then they're saying they're sending this thing to Europa. It does. I don't spend much time looking at this, and I just started, and it's pretty like it's not much claims. They're sending like this thing to Europa to drill into the surface to tap into the salt water or something like this, or something like this, or maybe no, it's taking photo. I don't remember. They're sending something to Europa. Okay, they're sending it to Mars. They're going to use a gravity, then back to Earth, and then to Neptune or what? Not whatever. Europa, Saturn's moon, right? It's like a gravity boost. So this thing shot around the sun and then shot off. I don't know. It's like I don't know what to make of it. Like, what am I going to just deny it? Am I going to deny somebody's like observations of life? I don't know. I don't see anything to gain from it. Unless I know they're, just full of shit. People you can tell. Typically. What else? What do I want to close out on here? Space is fake, right? You're lucky the space between you and I exists, bucko. Let's not make shit up. Go clean your room. Sick of it. I'm not sick of it. I'm happy with this. No, for real, these were great discussions. I appreciate everybody. Dude, appreciate people watching. And everyone, dude. For real. It's definitely graphics, bro. It's not even like they didn't even try to make it look real. Let's not go that far. Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna roll up and smoke and then like smoke it and then end. I said it. Dang it. I gotta do it now. Freaking. Believe what you want, it's your life. It gets better, right? If your attitude doesn't get better, you better watch out. That's all I'll say. Not tolerating this. Dude. So many fascinating observances today. Really, the reality is like the more emotional things get, the more people get attached to their screen. And to like a lot of these games people play out here, they get people really hooked. Kind of like, God, be with Lou. Oh goodness, it's the pork. I know it. It's just like one of the things, possibly. Like, no way around it. Simple thing to cut out, Lou. It's not that bad. It's all kinds of other things, dude. You got Oumuamua. That was like many years ago, and they still are talking about they can catch up to this thing, dude. They're still talking about like this project's going on. That they're saying they're going to launch out past. He just said it was past Neptune, right? That's why I was thinking of Neptune earlier when I was thinking Europa, because they're going to launch this thing out. This thing's already past Neptune. They're thinking in like 3 or 4 years they're going to like finish this project, and then they're going to launch it out, and this thing's going to be like way out there by then. They're doing it. Like, how do you even like? What is that? What is that? Why is that a project? What is happening there? For real? It's all just a computer-generated image? It's all fake? Dude, God's an amazing creator, dude. Why am I going to limit him? I think there's a reason we don't know. Because it's unlimited. Possibly, potentially, theoretically, allegedly. Boondoggle. If this damn boondoggle don't work, if it would seem that if someone is going to pay attention to attitudes, then they should most certainly pay attention to platitudes. Or am I wrong? I'll never use the word platitude. It's like a stand you put yourself on, like a plateau, high ground. What is tude? I know a lot of etymology, but nothing along those lines. Freaking Pan. Who came up with that one earlier? Pan Elverse. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. The dance between God and the devil written. Holy cows, man. What in the world? My God. Panelverse. Be careful, people. Panelverse. Still don't know what the hell the different platitude is specifically. Like I get that it's an idea that you stand upon. Is it just a single idea? Is it a organization of ideas? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you know there used to be people that sit outside the city gates and freeze in the winters? I forget what they were called. I think that maybe that's where the origin of that comes from. Like they used to build these towers and like proselytize from the top. Mm-hmm. Dude. Yeah, so much happened. I haven't been speaking much on my own. So whatever. Just giving myself some space here, dude. Apologies. Let me review the script here. The love letter to the Panelverse. Yeah, St. Francis. That's a fascinating thing. Like, I didn't even know. Proper position of the record. I'm gonna have to look into this. And definitely check out the Machine Lies earlier in the day. He's going tomorrow. All right. He changed the schedule. It's in the community post. I forget what it is. Reviewing my script here. Yeah, so it's like I wrote down here, and this kind of came up at a perfect point in the panel, but I'll let it continue. It's like the ship's washed up on the sand dunes, dude. Up in the barrier out there on the reefs, and it's stuck. We've been arguing about we're just like stuck on the ship, and there's like all this land, dude. There's all this land. We could just like it's just all space to build. A lot of opportunities are emerging. Why was Lou so mean to me? Oh my God, dude. Man, even deeper. See, Lou, you really, I love you. My God. Yeah, because Austin Murphy, dude. So Brett Boyle's been over at Jack's lately. And, one of the last times I ever was talking to him or speaking with him, and, Austin Murphy went over there. The first time they met, and he pulled a shotgun out. Dude, it's funny, dude. Luke, it doesn't matter, bro. Don't be embarrassed about it. Please come share your updates in life. I just want to hear you doing well. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Uh-oh. I better act straight. I gotta quit tobacco soon. I said I would. I was told, just weed. Just do the weed. All right, fine. You know how many people told me to stop drinking? I made great points. Oh my God. Now she's like, no, I need D. I need D. Whatever. It's all part of the story. Oh, hard hat. So like, dude. Dude. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about Jax. Everybody's getting on me about the chat. Let me address that myself for a moment. You quit this weekend, dude? I've quit before. I've just never like quit drinking and smoking at the same time for long. Actually, I did for a while. Yeah, I've done it before. It's like nothing really. Whatever. No, I got to commit to this at some point. Maybe like a weekend. Because I already promised the cat all this. So like I'm kind of already bound by that. But oh yeah, regular gum. Because I always forget about gum. I like sweet stuff. Like I was drinking so much, it's like I didn't eat sweets. But I've quit everything before. I've been super strict vegan, like for like a long time. Let's go, man. Oh, the chat. Yeah, it's like hard hats coming back. You know, like people don't want to place blame. The record's there. Okay, the record exists. We all know what happened. And we can all do better. It's like people like Hard Hat got chased out of here, you know, for a while, didn't appear on panels, and appeared today. This is what I'm saying, like creating a space where people can like get the record straight because he's still watching, obviously. Why is he watching, but he doesn't feel safe getting on panel? It's ridiculous. Like, why have we created this space? Like, why have a bunch of adults done this? Why? Smoking? Yes, Red. Somebody's getting triggered, dude. Withdrawals? Dude, that was one of the reasons I stopped quitting, or was concerned about quitting. Was I was like, what if I have withdrawals? I was drinking like a fifth for years, whatever the smaller bottle is, like, every day for like long time. And no, it's never been even a thing that I ever like much really. Just dealing with the boredom. I figured out how to deal with all that now. Anyhow, with or without it. So, what's the difference? Yeah, I gotta cut it out soon. The tobacco. I've been paying for a gym membership because the Lumitami was like, you need to get gym. I went adamantly for like the first week and a half, dude. It's right down the road, and I did. Paid for like 2 months and I haven't gone. It's been winter, dude. I've really just like I haven't even been leaving. I'm just like locked in, dude. Having to deal with myself. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? What? Oh my goodness. I don't have any time to get into these great that's like episodes. Development there. Now, speaking of which, dude, Dogos. Next week. Well, 2 weeks. Hopefully, I'll be here. I got to remove myself from stage. I can't do it right now. I'm gonna smoke quieter. I'm gonna light it. I'm gonna mute. Dead silence. Dead silence is coming. Be warned. Oh my god! What am I gonna listen to for? Oh my god! What? How did that feel? Was that scary? Red 40, were you able to deal with yourself for that moment? Do it. I'm lucky enough to never be physically dependent on any substance. See, it's like physically, I don't think it's just the reasoning in my mind. It's like once I'm like, okay, it's clear enough. Okay, stop. The message is clear. Okay, fine. Shh. Anyhow, I'll get out of here by the 4-hour mark. Freaking yeah, dude. Let's go. We got this place going. Somewhere's clean. Clean it up. Best we can. Jeez. My goodness. Oh, what? What? You want me to just be quiet for 10 minutes straight? Here's 9 minutes of solitude and silence. Ooh, I know the video. I'll never get to play this one. I want to play it like one other time because I forgot it was in here. I can't upload any other videos, but it's such an old one, dude. Oh, it's so good for late at night. My goodness. Oh, yeah. It's 4 minutes long. So I got rambling here for 6 minutes. Check out this. Yeah, like I encourage everybody to consider space. Okay, just consider space. Create space for a moment. It's okay. It's okay. Just for a moment. And look at Einstein's theories of the singularity and all this. And then you'll see why there's so much misinformation burying the truth. My goodness. Play the NASA pool. I'll play it for a moment here. And then I got a closing video.
Risen in the last few years as scientists attempt to explain something that has so far defied clear explanation. As a quick recap, Oumuamua is the first recognized interstellar object to arrive in our solar system. It did so on the 19th of October 2017 and was spotted by the Haleakala Observatory in Hawaii. Scientists quickly noticed that there was something strange about this object. It was small, perhaps between 100 and 1,000 meters long, and was believed to have an unusual shape, perhaps a cigar or a flat dish. Its trajectory and speed made it clear that it would eventually leave our solar system, so scientists reasoned that it must not have come from here. The object was thus given the Hawaiian name Oumuamua, meaning scout or first distant messenger. As the first of its kind that we know about, although admittedly definitely not the first interstellar object to pass through our solar system, as there are trillions of possible candidates out there that have likely done the same, scientists were excited to study Oumuamua, to learn what characteristics it might have that made it similar or dissimilar to objects found in our own solar system. As they did so, they began to notice certain abnormalities. While Oumuamua was initially classified as a comet, it became apparent that Oumuamua lacked a coma or a cometary tail, making it more similar to an.
Anyhow, that's Oumuamua. It's definitely not in a swimming pool, okay? I promise you that is not footage of a swimming pool. I guarantee it. Okay? Maybe the quality's not that great. It's definitely a graphic. They're not even pretending it's real. So they say they can't even really see the thing. Like they just like kind of get that it's there because of math. How ridiculous. Nobody understands math. But if you watch the dude, I've played a bit of the clip, dude. If you watch dude, something crazy happens when you follow Einstein's math by Veritasium. Dude, there's like a middle segment, like a 9 minutes like segment in there where wow. And you actually like just consider for a moment what that means. And what they're saying is proven with math. Don't like they get into how it's possible. Just listen to them. I'm not going to try and explain it. It's called a computer rendering. And not because they're saying it's footage and we're saying it's a computer rendering. It's because it's actually a computer rendering. It's actually a graphic. Do you know what technology is, sir? Do you understand what a computer graphic is? Do you know where you are right now? Dude, you tell me. This is the things like I don't know. I had to work through like the hating myself. Like I didn't want to hate myself for like what I'd done, but just be more and more and more aware. You know, and just whatever. I don't know, dude. You'll know. You go back and forth all night with this. All right, I gotta play this video here in a moment. Right now, basically, I gotta get into it. May this nice, peaceful video carry you into your best future possible for you. By God's grace and mercy. Mm.